What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Who's all out there in the beer world? You know what tonight is? It is Friday night. And we about to get a little crunk up in this beer. It's Friday. So for my boy Joe, we got a little cube on.
You can't beat it. Copyright infringement. Hopefully not. No copyright.
10 seconds. Yes, Friday. If you're out there, go ahead and hit the comment board up so Joe can get you in. We get the link to you. But what y'all drinking tonight? I'm still finishing my Le Fin de Man. I'm coming off the last review that we just did. So I'm going to have to refill it up here in a little bit with something.
Yeah.
I forgot about Friday and the neighbor. I'm watching the video. It's got the neighbor across the street.
Yeah.
What's her name? Miss something. She bends over. She's watering the grass.
Yeah, what the hell is it?
You know what I'm talking about. She was married to the midget.
Yeah, the small person. The little person. Yeah, what the hell was it? I was like, all of a sudden I was saying Miss Jones, but no, it's Miss oh man. It wasn't Miss Parker?
Yeah, I think it was Miss Parker. I think it was Miss Parker.
Oh yeah, and I remember Bernie Mac comes in. Bernie Mac's like trying to get some marijuana, get some weed off of Cuban Tucker, and then talk to him, and he's like, Miss Parker, and he's like, oh, Miss Parker, goes right over there. It's so great. I miss me some Bernie Mac.
Was he trying to get the weed for the glaucoma or something? He was telling him.
Here's the glaucoma.
Big worm. Playing on my emotions, Smokey.
Yeah.
I can't wait till the next one comes out. They're making some.
They've been teasing Cuban has been teasing it for a while, and they've been trying to get Chris Tucker, and I guess he finally agreed. But I mean,
Tucker agreed. I think they're doing it for next year, so
be nice.
I think that was the goal at least. But
like I said, so Friday after next with Money Mike, man, Cat Williams,
yeah,
great. Pin. Oh, so good.
Yeah, he thought he had him in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh,
man, that's great. Now, Paul from PA Brew News wants a link. Do we do this? He's at work, so I think it's okay.
Yeah. He hasn't got home yet to go too crazy. Are you going to send him a link or want me to send it to him? You got him already?
I did send it to him. I
hooked
him up.
Last night he was on his phone while he was driving.
All right, I'm going to send Jamie from Basement Beer Reviews one. He said he's the one that wanted to check his connection, not Chris from In the Basement. I got him confused. They both have basement in their channel name.
It's the whole basement rivalry thing.
I know. Soon, Chris from In the Basement is no longer going to be in the basement. He's going to be in the apartment. So there's no longer a rivalry there.
There you go.
The rivalry's done. It's done.
Apartment Beer Reviews.
Yep. So what do you got going on after this? What beer are you gonna go to after this on?
I don't know. I always feel like pulling IPAs first, but let's see what else I got down in the fridge. I got some IPAs. I got that 6-pack of the Ballast Point one that I told you I got. I might get one of those next. See what that tastes like. I
have 2 beers that I should probably drink ASAP. So I'm gonna decide. One's a s'mores stout, and the next one is a Goza IPA combo. So I don't even know how that's gonna work.
Who's your s'mores from?
I think it's Base Camp Beer Company.
Yeah, I got one from who makes Dragon's Milk? That's
New Holland.
Yeah, I got one from New Holland. Eric Lyons fan said, man, I bet he's tore up tonight on his birthday. I bet he's just hammered.
He's like 73 sheets to the wind right now.
At this point, he'll start going to the Miller Lite.
Let's hope not. Eric.
When he starts getting ripped, that's how he starts to bring himself down, drinking Miller Lite.
Yeah. Test.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Yes, we hear you, Jamie. You seem to be.
Is it better?
Defined better. Yeah, no, we can hear you, and you're not lagging or anything. Looks good.
Nice. Finally got my internet upgraded, so hopefully it's
nice.
Let them upgrade you.
Well, I knew something was wrong because I was always having a problem with, for one, our phone had a lot of it was like echo problem when you were talking on the phone, and then the internet was just super slow. And the guy that came out tonight, he was actually awesome. Like he was a young guy, and I thought, fuck, this guy isn't gonna be able to help me out. And he was actually great. He found out what the problem was. The line coming from the street went into another box that went into another box. So
okay.
That in-between stage was a really old connection in there, and it was just the ground was rusted, essentially. So he got rid of that completely. And fucking speeds just went like double after that.
No lagging, because you used to lag a lot of
it's coming through good now.
Yeah, not so much your audio, but your video would always not sync correctly with your audio, so definitely better.
Nice. Finally.
Yeah, and welcome to Paul from PA Bruno, baby.
He must be driving or something. He's got his thing on for working.
No,
Yeah, he's at work.
not yet.
Define work. It's where Paul hangs out in hangouts.
Yeah, basically 0 fucks given. Pay me, make me have a happy day. Goodbye.
So Jamie's drinking Innocent Bystander by Innocente, because they're Innocente and they fucking make puns up of all their beers.
All their stupid
Yeah,
beers.
Innocent Bystander. It's Innocente, so it's Innocente Bystander. No one understands what that means.
Yep. Haven't had one of these in a while, but these are a go-to. Whenever I buy a Innocente beer, I always get one of these. It's nice. Tastes like malt and grapefruit. It's delicious. 5%.
Which one is it, Jamie?
Bystander.
Oh, okay.
Now
That's
that's a small
4.7% APA.
that small brewery. And where is it located, Jamie? Where?
Waterloo, Ontario.
Waterloo, Ontario. Yeah, a buddy of ours, and by ours,
It's got the Galaxy hops, baby.
oh, okay. Now with that, pair with some Gorgonzola blue cheese, maybe, or maybe some Limburger, baby, some Limburger cheese.
You can maybe pull some Dusty Rose here.
But we had a buddy that Chad the Albino Rhino, and a bunch of the Canadian guys, and even Paul and I and a couple of the American guys know. His name's Devin, and he actually worked at the brewery for a while. He hasn't. I want to say he quit. Been about a year or so. And everything went completely downhill, right, Jamie? Okay, it really did. But he left the brewery, but I had a chance to try a lot of stuff.
The brewer did too at the same time.
Yeah, the head brewer left, and then he left a little bit after that.
Some bearded tattoo fuck didn't make a difference, but that brewer did.
Devin's a good dude.
Fuck you.
And his teeth are immaculate. Impressive.
Impressive.
Yeah.
I think he scrubbed it with his beard and got it curly white.
He may have.
Mine are all over the place, so like when I see him, it's like, ooh.
Yeah, it's like, are you in a Crest commercial right now? Oh no, it's Colgate.
He's got the bangs in his face.
Somewhere I lost a subscriber there, but I'm not gonna be like red. I'm like, why did I lose a subscriber?
That was probably because of my channel.
Jay's gonna unsubscribe to you, and then feel bad, and then subscribe to you later.
Yeah, that what it is.
Because you just did an examination. He's been really bent out of shape lately about that.
Yeah, dual reviews are not allowed on your channel. Sorry, going forward, not allowed.
So I just came in at the end there. I saw you had a Unibrew beer you guys were reviewing.
Yeah, we did a Le Fin du Monde.
I've had the
is that readily?
This one is pretty easy to get here. I know. I've seen that a lot. And Joe's got the 6-piece set.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had a lot of that. And I mean, the first beer I ever had from them was Le Fin du Monde, and that kind of blew me away in my day. That was wow. And then I had the Trois Pistoles, and that was darker and richer and still super easy to drink. I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Later, I had the Don de Dieu, and then unfortunately, I had like their Blanche de Chamblay, which is the closest thing to a mackerel beer. You know,
it's still for a wit beer. Like I'd still take it over. Like I don't know, some beers. Like Hoegaard. Like Hoegaard.
Oh, just some beers.
Well, I mean, some
Hoegaard, yeah.
Beers. I drink them over some Vit beers. The thing about Unibrew, though, is like, they're like kind of like Sierra Nevada or whatever. They're classic. They're classic. If you're, in North America and you've been drinking beer for a long time, you kind of know who they are for the most part. And they make OG classic Belgian style ales that, for the most part, are pretty good. Are they the best Belgian style ales you ever drink? No. But a lot of them are pretty damn solid. can't really complain. And the price point, like I said, I mean, we're in the States, and I know, again, Canadian prices are different, and they're probably way more expensive, even for something like this. But, you know, to pick up a mixed 6-pack for me for $9.99, it's fine. It's a great deal. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure at the LCBO here they have it's a mixed 12-pack that is pretty cheap, and you get, I mean, like some of the beers are like 9-10%. I don't remember what exactly they have in there, but I bought it last Christmas and it was good. It was actually the first time I had Unibrew beers. I'm new to craft beer, so.
It's funny you say that, Jamie, because like a beer like this, like Paul's talking about, you know, buying cases and stuff. Like this beer, this sneaks up on you. It doesn't taste like it's 9%. So you drink 3 or 4 of them, and
yeah,
you're Paul after a hangout. Like,
yeah,
you're done.
pretty much. You're like, oh, anal raping and all this stuff.
I'm not sure that exactly is what happens, but
it's hashtag smooth.
Hashtag anal raping.
It is a very that's one thing about Le Fen du Monde, is that it is incredibly smooth, especially it's just like a cloud I want to sleep on. So good.
It's so good.
It's like Maudite.
It's your lips.
Maudite.
Yeah, Maudite.
That's Unibrew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one I haven't had that yet.
Blanche de Chamblay is the Vit beer. And then in the mixed pack I got, there's 2 Ephemera, which is like their fruited beers. They have, I think, like 6 to 8.
The apple and then the cherry one.
Yep, I got the apple, and then they have a newer release, elderberry, which.
Ooh, baby, I like some elderberries, baby. That's delicious.
Oh, your mother smelt of elderberries, baby.
Rub that all over your testicles, and then all the girls come over and lick it off. Beautiful.
What kind of magical elderberries you have? But that sounds amazing.
Little chubby fairies come out of the woodwork and nibble it all off.
Chubby fairies. What the fuck's happening? Oh god, I love it. Chubby fairies. Sign me up.
Sign me up, baby.
So what do you got at home, Paul? You're gonna drink when you get there?
I have no idea. I got some Roubaix. I've got some saisons. Those off the beaten path saisons from the Jack Rose. So I've got some random things. I just don't know. Don't know what I'm gonna drink.
Oh, no. I'm done with saisons, honestly.
You what? You're done with them?
Yeah, pretty much. Or at least
I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of saisons, but I bought them.
You don't like them? You don't like them, Jamie, anymore?
I never did.
I think I'm like farmhousey and sour. I think I've done enough of it. You know, I've been reaching out and trying everything, and it's just not my thing. So, not to say I'll never buy it again, but there's just so many beers out there that you can go towards stouts and things like that.
Hey, your beer you sucked up. Great.
I kind of feel like you and Paul do. I think just so much for so long now. Like when people ask, what are your least favorite styles? I always just go to like Oktoberfest, brown ales, things that for me, I don't hate them or anything, but they're just very boring. They don't have much complexity. They're easy to drink, but it's like, I don't really like. But saisons for me probably are definitely at this point probably in the bottom 5, bottom 3 for me. It's not that I don't care for them, but number one, most of the time they're much more expensive because what they have to go through a lot of times is wild yeast and whatnot. And most of the time, how many saisons do you really pick up that are in like 12-ounce bottles? Usually like 750s or bombers, and it's just like I don't want to drink that much of that style. Honestly, if I want like 6 to 8 ounces, and I'm good. Now move something else.
Yeah,
but it's like the special release. We're gonna wax it, or it's gonna be the 750 wine bottle, and blah blah blah. And it's like, you drink it, it's like, whatever, it's all right. But I don't care.
Oktoberfest waiting for me at the house.
Yeah, for me, I don't want boring beers either. But at the very least, a boring beer I can drink it. Where if I get some saison, like half the time they're like not that enjoyable. For me, just because I don't really like that kind of either sour or licking a battery type of taste like that. Farmhouse,
Nobody was licking a battery.
I like malty beers, so just not for me.
Speaking of beers, I'll be right back, and I need to go grab one. And we got Tanya coming in. Hey, Tanya, what's going on?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Wait, now can you hear me?
Yeah.
No, you can't hear me.
Yeah, I just said we can hear you.
You can't hear us. I don't think
you can't hear us. Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Stupid.
Is that the
Oh,
cable guy again?
Joe, you have the helm, as they say on Star Trek.
Whoa! You don't put me in charge of anything.
One.
All right. Hopefully for not
Now,
long.
Can you hear me?
We
Yeah.
could hear you before, Tanya. You can't hear us.
Yes, we can hear you.
We
More of that
We can
cursing
hear you.
Examination.
let me see if I type in the chat here.
We can't hear you. Yell louder. We can hear you.
Fuck. Oh, sorry.
No, you're allowed to say fuck. You say fuck.
I'll be right back.
This is the time and place for the F word and all kinds of weird words.
All the bombs, all the prolapse, all the anal.
Rod's not here. I'm in charge. That means,
There's no rules. There's
the
only
fact
beer.
that it's no longer classy. I don't know how classy it was beforehand.
It's
totally not
classy, pretty
now.
clappy, that kind of classy.
Yeah. Oh man, Paul, were you around yesterday when Rod played the wrestlers from Heaven and stuff?
No.
Dude, it was so good. So he has a local
I
place.
listened to a little bit of it.
The dude sounded exactly like Dusty Rhodes. He calls down from heaven, and he had a couple other. Like he called a horse stable, looking for the 4 horsemen, and they started cutting a promo about Ric Flair and about Tully Blanchard and Aaron Anderson.
Tell it, Branson, baby.
Oh, it was so great. It was so great. And he'd be like, Friday night at the auditorium, baby. It's you, Ric Flair. And it was so good. I hopefully he plays them tonight. It's like a local radio station that they do it once in a while. And then like from he had the wrestlers in Heaven. They called down. There was Ultimate Warrior, Savage, and Dusty Rhodes. It was fantastic.
Me and all the warriors.
Yep. All the Warriors.
Tell it, Branson, baby.
Tanya, can you?
Anyway, hi, for real this time. I can actually hear you because I unmuted my computer, you guys.
Oh, yes.
Excellent.
Yes. Yeah, we could hear you before, and then we were like giving you thumbs up and stuff. You're like, no, you guys can't hear us. Like, we can hear you. You can't hear us.
Good thing I didn't say anything awful.
Oh no, like you didn't just say fuck real loud or anything. No big
No,
deal.
I would never.
No.
I would never.
This chat is the most classy chat known to man
What are you
And-
drinking, Tanya?
and woman. What? Oh, what? Yeah, what are you drinking, Tanya?
Yeah.
I am drinking. I went out of my way because I've been meaning to get this several times for several different occasions and didn't, so I just got it to drink at home. This is High Water Brewing Company's Campfire Stout.
Oh, I've had it.
I know I feel like it's the best. Like I'm usually like, meh, I don't really like flavored beers, y'all. But this beer is great. So it tastes
Y'all
like
just came right out
s'more,
of left field.
basically, is the gist of the situation. And it's amazing. And it has won like gold medals at least twice. And I bring it to all of my camp related situations, and my friends all love it. And I meant to bring it to a bunch of things this year, and I keep missing it. And I got it tonight, and now I'm drinking it. And life is good.
Yeah,
Still good?
No,
Yeah.
it's
I'm jealous. I've never had that, but I guarantee I would like it.
I
didn't get the
good.
marshmallow. Everyone's like, the marshmallow, look at the marshmallow, baby.
I will say this. I enjoyed the beer quite a bit, but the nose, I think the nose for me just was setting me up for disappointment because the smell
Such
of
a
it
good nose,
is
yeah.
like a 500 out of 100 or whatever. It's like the best. It's like this is s'mores in a bottle, and then you drink it and everything's dialed back a little bit. It's still really good, but the aroma is just like, yes, I want all aroma.
I
At
feel
least the
like
bottle
you have to
line.
smell deep to get that out of the aroma. I feel like when I smell it, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe it'll have graham crackers and chocolate and marshmallows, maybe. And it's mostly stouty, and then you drink and you're like, oh, this is amazing.
So you have the opposite reaction. It's a good. Now I actually when I went up to visit some of my Canadian friends for Chad the Albanarano, we had his beer fest this year. I brought out the barrel aged version, but we never got to drink it. I was curious to see how the barrel aged version of that would be. I don't know.
I've heard that was out, and I haven't gotten my hands on it. So did you try it?
I haven't tried it yet. I'm saving it because I feel like I should share that with somebody. It's like not Paul. You know, it's a wine bottle, so it's like one of those things where it costs. I don't even want to say how much it costs because it's a lot of money. It was $25.99.
But you just said what it cost.
Yeah, no, I know. I shouldn't. I'm an idiot.
Full fridge of beer costs less than that bottle.
Yeah,
of beer.
exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
You just bought
Pretty
60
much.
beers for 10 cents.
Well,
Joe got a good deal today, he said.
yeah. Well, I got a good deal, Rod. A single good deal.
Rod goes into a store and that bargain bin at the front, he just grabs the bin. And
He just springs to the checkout. I'll take all of this.
yeah, $6.
You would think that, but then it's like, I don't even. We have those, but it's like just the regular stuff that's still good. They sell for cheap. I picked up the $9.99 12-pack of the Sam Adams variety just because it was there today, and it's good through like October. So,
what was that? Sam Adams.
Sam Adams variety pack they had.
What did it have?
$9.99 for the 12-pack.
What was
Did you get
in
that
that?
for free?
Huh?
Did you get that for free?
$9.99.
Well, that's too much money.
Is it the fall variety?
12
pack?
beers. That's less than $1 a beer.
That's too much money at Sam Adams.
They had some flavors.
Yeah.
They had some flavors I didn't want to try.
Here's the thing about Sam Adams. They make consistently good style to the style beers. They might not be like, this is my favorite beer and I'm going to add it to my favorite beer list and I'm going to drink it every day. But every time it's like on point for the style. So if you're looking for something that's safe to drink and isn't going to suck, I think Sam Adams is good for that.
And I offset it with
guys,
Ballast Point.
on.
I got a 6-pack of Ballast Point for $5.99. So
Bonito, what is that one?
Is there a blonde ale?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
You can't drink Ballast Point anymore.
With the fish on the back, though. He might have put the fish in it, though. It's okay. It's kind of...
Tastes like fifth, baby.
But it was a deal.
The thing that I always
I showed Joe the growler prices yesterday, but I ended up not getting any growlers today.
Yeah, you
No,
were
you
saying
did
like
show me.
growlers, like a growler fill was like $7. Like what? The what?
What? A growler for
Yeah.
$7?
No, there was it was
I can do
$4.99 for like a dry hop sour. I'm like, what 64 ounces for $4.99? What is happening right
I
now?
think for the dry hop sour,
It was on a salad.
like, please take this beer.
Yeah, that's they're probably not selling
one.
one.
Bonitas for $4.99 a growler. And we had like 3 or 4
Yeah,
of them
that's-
that were like $4.99 a growler.
And you were talking about like a 64-ounce growler, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
Like,
not.
it's what? What? Chicka, wow, wow. What?
Yeah. It's just not a fan. I mean, I'm a fan, but I'm not a fan. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome that Rod gets great deals. I mean, I wish I
hope
could
you
get deals
dip
like
your
that.
pecker
Jealousy,
in your
jealousy.
fly at some point in time tomorrow because of this.
No, to go back to Sam Adams, though, which is very rare for us, but I always feel like they're a perfect entry level, like them and a lot of there's a couple other companies, but they do make what they're relatively well-made beer, and they make a shit ton of styles. So it's like you can go to the store, buy a mix pack, like the fall mix pack. You can understand what a Oktoberfest tastes like, a pumpkin beer. They have a couple other styles, and it's cheap. You're paying like $1 a bottle, basically. And
Are you talking about Ballast Point now, or are you talking
no,
about
Sam Adams.
Sam Adams
Okay.
Oktoberfest beat all the others, Joe.
Yeah, it did. I mean, Paul and I and Matt from S Beer Reviews a couple years ago, we did a blind taste testing of Oktoberfest. We did I think it was 5 from the States, 5 from Germany, and Sam Adams won the entire thing.
Yeah,
Believe it or not. So it was like,
I believe it.
yeah,
I feel like they put out solid beers. I mean, it's like I said, it's not something to write home about, but it is like if you're like reading the style guide every time, you're just like, yeah, this beer hits all the marks. You know, like it's kind of like a jazz musician who like knows the technique but doesn't like move your soul. It's good though.
But yeah, but it's like, well, what's the point then if you're not enjoying it? But it's
It's a good entry beer though.
well, yeah.
I think that's
yeah.
what he was saying. Like, you know, sure, you're gonna like come off of something standardized, and you go and like you're gonna venture into something new and interesting. You hit the Sam Adams step. Like it's the first step out into something exciting because you're gonna get a variety of styles that are well made. And you're like, oh, I understand what these different ideas are about. I want to explore more of this or this or
Well, I
this.
definitely think that Rebel IPA was definitely an entry level West Coast that people could branch off of.
Yeah, and that's exactly in the realm. It's like they brew beers for like a lot of like just like an average craft beer drinker. So
Well, they only
if
brew
you go
beers
in there,
now for Scott White. That's why they brew it.
that's true. Scott White's a huge fan.
That's why.
Like a huge fan, he's a fan. Like he's like a fanatic,
Yeah.
No, it's one of those things where just Sam Adams, you can get it. You're never gonna. I don't think you'll ever get a Sam Adams beer, and it's going to be 100% the best in style. But it's always well made, and it like prepares you for more intense flavored beers in that style. So it's like I can go drink their whatever, their pumpkin beer. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be tasty, but then you can drink, a half dozen pumpkin beers. It'll be way better. But it kind of prepares you, and that's kind of how I got into it. Like I drink a lot of that, and dare I say Saranac, which is maybe
that's
even
like
worse.
saying a freaking Honda. Yeah, Honda's well made as too, but you're not trying to rock it a lot of the times.
I just had a
No,
Saranac
that's right.
Irish
No.
red one day when I was working.
Did you just compare that to Honda, like a car?
You guys
Yeah.
are saying it hits all the marks and stuff. You can say a Honda hits all the marks and stuff as a car, but yeah, if you got a chance to drive like a Challenger or a Corvette or something, you're gonna
Right.
yeah.
Right. You're like, oh, this is sporty, right? And then you
Yeah.
drive a
Gets me
sports
to
car, and you're
point A
like,
and B.
oh,
That's what it is.
okay.
That was
It gets
the
me to
analogy
point A,
made
B,
there
B.
was very odd, but I guess it's correct.
Oh yeah, baby, it's a little odd.
Oh, Dustin Rose approved of your analogy, baby. I can say the word because there's no F's in it.
Did you hear that stuff last night, Paul? We were playing a Dusty Rose.
No,
video.
I need to. I want to. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta play. He says he has a list. That was the funniest part.
Drunken one is in the comments. I'm not sure if you sent him the link or
Oh,
anything,
okay.
but
I'll shoot him the link.
he said no love for the drunken one. Paul,
I
laughed
told
in
you
his
guys
face.
to reach out to Joe, and Joe will let me know.
I am letting him know now. Maybe like 15 minutes late, but it's happening.
Who's drunken one? Has he been in a chat before?
Oh,
Never.
drunken one is the hangout czar now.
Never. Yeah, he's the bloodhound of the beer tubing community. If there's a hangout to be had, he's in it, or he's complaining about not being in it, like he is.
Drunken
right now.
was not on your hangout. You're not doing anything.
Yeah, you're
You
hidden.
missed it,
You're
Joe.
hidden
I think
away
you
in
missed
the
it,
dark
Joe.
corners.
I don't know if you heard it, but Chance the Plush actually said my name correctly once, and then he butchered it every time after that.
Yeah,
But he said it once correctly. It was great.
I don't
mean,
believe
I
you.
actually got emotional.
We need to see the video footage.
Beautiful.
I'm pretty sure.
It didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I hear Lance the Lush say Paul from PA Brew News.
Brew news in the reviews
Yeah,
in the news.
Brews
Now
News
it's-
Reviews News.
I did hear him say Paul from PA Beers. That's what.
Oh well, yeah, but that one
PA
time when he
beers.
just randomly said to Jay one time, like really quickly, he got it right. I'm like, whoa! I heard that. Whoa!
Hold on.
Here it is.
Hold on. Drunken one.
Speaking
There's
of
our man down.
solo,
There's our man down the hurricane front.
Yeah.
How's the weather holding for you, brother?
Drunken.
So far so good. I'll show you a screenshot here in a second. It's not moving onto land as fast as it could be, so it's out there priming up. And then they said it's gonna jump around and come back to get Houston, so that ought to be fun.
where are you located?
Just north of Houston, about 30 miles. Where it hit is about 200 miles from where I live. And so, but it's bouncing around out there. It's a Category 4, and it's already wiped out a bunch of stuff with 125 mile an hour wind gusts, and it's I don't expect to get. We're not going to get hammered with all the wind, but we're going to get a lot of rain, and they're expecting it to be around for the next few days, actually.
So it'll be the sinkhole that'll get you.
Well, yeah, it is pounding Galveston, and so Galveston's an island, and they've closed down the bridge between the mainland and the island. So they warned you to get out, and if you didn't, you're stuck there. That's just the way it goes. They warned you.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, if you didn't get out, that's on you.
That's on you.
Exactly.
That's on
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there'll be rooftop rescues before long.
Yeah.
It's all well. No, all is good. My dad's got a generator up the way, and I have a little solar set up to give power here because at some point we will lose electricity. But it's all good. There's food in the refrigerator, and I got plenty
You
of.
got beer.
I got plenty of canned goods. Wink,
Yep.
wink.
Knowing Drunken one, 98% of that generator power is going to his beer fridge and his internet connection. Because he's not going to be off the Hangouts.
You have bottled goods? What's happening?
Oh no! Yeah, I make my own beer. Yeah, I have some of those too. I'm trying to save those for the tough times.
See you guys in about an hour.
All right.
Take it
Bye,
easy,
Paul.
Paul from PA Beer Reviews.
PA Brew News, Brews, Anal Fisting Brews News, Bro News.
Oh, you
There
put
was,
anal
there was a
in
word in there. What?
That sounds more like Paul's channel than anything.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't think Lance, like I said, I don't believe that Lance actually said his channel name correctly ever.
Well, he did. He said it wrong, but then he corrected himself right after that. So yeah, he didn't exactly do it the first time, but he did it wrong. But then right immediately he fixed it. He can never do that for some reason.
No. PA Brew News is pretty simple, but I guess he just wants to say beer instead of brew. So I kind of get it a little bit. I get it
Just a little bit.
Right.
It's funny, Tanya, because you have the campfire stout and whatnot. It's like that was one of the first like s'more beers that I ever saw, and now like everybody's doing a s'mores beer, like everyone.
Are they really?
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
I haven't seen a lot. I would enjoy doing a comparison because this has made it to my favorite beer list, and it is my threshold for what a s'mores beer might taste like, and it's a high mark.
Well, it's funny right now because you have that, and then in Rod's fridge he has New Holland's Dragon's Milk, but the s'mores edition.
S'mores edition, bourbon barrel aged, baby.
Yeah,
I didn't know that there was that. I saw Dragon's Milk at the store when I was picking up this campfire stout, and I've had it before, so I didn't get it. Like, and mostly if I've had it before, I don't get it again. And my son was like, "Oh, Dragon's Milk, that's cool." I'm like, "Nah, I've already had it."
He's more fired up because of the dragon.
I love it.
It's just Game of
sometimes
Thrones.
I'm like, I don't know what to get. He was like, "Get the Dragon's Milk. Get the wolf." Like, there's a couple that have wolf names. He's like, "Get the wolf one," and I was like, "All right."
Yeah.
It's not my style, but I'll drink it for you, babe. Like, that's what family does.
Yeah, that's what kids do. They're like, "Yeah, just get this. I don't care what's in the bottle. I like the artwork."
Yeah.
Forever, he was like, "Get the witness." It wasn't Shark Attack. God, what was it? It was like. Anyway, there was like a shark one. He was like, "Drink this." I'm like, "I don't like lagers." Every time he's like, "Get the shark one." I'm like, "I don't like lagers."
It wasn't Land Shark, was it?
No, it was that one I like actually.
Really?
Yeah, that was
Sounds like
like
a
my
Rod,
go-to
incredulous.
vacation beer when I went on vacation in Alabama, and like I feel like that whole sentence means a lot. I went on vacation to Alabama, and we drank Land Shark the whole time, and I was like, "Oh, this is great! Like it's like a Corona equivalent. I'm in this weird place. It's fine."
It should be Buffett approved.
Yeah, it was fine. Like we just drank it all day. Anyway, so Dragon's Milk Campfire Edition.
Yeah, campfire.
No, it's I
s'mores,
thought it's called
bourbon
s'more.
barrel.
I think it's called s'mores. It's
Oh, Eric, a Lions fan, wasn't, I don't think, too impressed. He sent it to me to check it out as well. He sent one to Eric. Eric was like, "This is fucking good."
Yeah, I think Eric, a Lions fan, was like, "I'm not a fan. Let me just send this out real quick to like 3 people because I have 3 bottles left. Let's see what they think." I guess.
I sent him an
I
Avery
wasn't on that.
Czar.
I'm like, "Send it to me, send it to me, send it to me."
I sent him an Avery Czar, and he loved that.
Yeah, well, it paid negative $3 for it.
22 ounce, baby. 22 ounce, $2.99. Don't forget the 99.
Yeah, I already forgot the 99.
I'm curious, you guys. So I haven't been to the grocery store. Okay, so first of all, I had surgery like, I think it was June.
Yeah, how are you doing, by the way?
What happened?
I'm doing pretty good, mostly good. I got to the point where I was stir crazy. The problem is I own a stick shift, and I had surgery on my left hip. And so I cannot currently sit and stop and go traffic for 1 hour and drive a stick shift. Like that's like an exercise bike with resistance, and that's above my PT level currently. And so I own a stick shift. So at this point, I cannot drive my own car. So I have to rely on people to come pick me up, drop me off, take me places, etc. And so I spent a lot of time at home. Like it's been really rough. Like I got to the point where I was going a little bit crazy about being at home. And so overall, my recovery is going really well, but I am bored as a motherfucker.
I'm surprised you didn't jump on any of our hangouts when we were doing them.
I couldn't go to the store to get beer.
Nah.
You don't have to drink beer on the hangouts. You can just have.
Yeah, no, that would be really sad. I'm sorry.
Hey, do you have
Damn it! I'm drinking what I did.
Do you have Amazon delivering there in San Francisco? Yeah, I just saw Amazon is doing it in Portland today.
Yeah. Like I was getting my groceries. So I lost a lot of money because I was out on medical leave and was working less hours than I would have normally worked. And so like the combination of all the things, like I was like, I just don't have alcohol and I fucking hate my life. Yeah, like it got rough. I was just like, I cannot leave my house and like there's no beer here and oh my god.
My fucking car. I want to get drunk.
Well, let me say, I'm glad to have you back. So
thank you. So I forgot the point that I was making. If I could record this video, I mean, like, go back and listen to this video, I'd know what I was talking about. But I don't even know. Anyway, I got to the point where like I had no different beers, and I was just like, what do I do with my life? Like, I had some beers delivered, right? And then I went on a road trip, and the road trip helped a lot. One, getting out of my house, so I wasn't going to stir crazy. And two, like, we had to try, like, beers out of a brewery in Taos and a brewery in Flagstaff. But,
yeah, you took some great pictures.
The picture, oh, my God, that road trip was beautiful. It was beautiful. Like, I lost my whole point of this conversation.
So you went to Joshua Tree. Did you have a little?
I went to Joshua Tree. Yeah.
Did you have a moment of clarity there?
No, I had no moments of clarity except like I'm in the desert and I can't really walk around. Like that was my moment. So like I went on this road trip, you guys, and I can't really walk around. So like I went to Joshua Tree. Like I drove from San Francisco as far east as Roswell, New Mexico, and I can't like walk for more than just a couple minutes at a time. And that was super rough. Anyway, so I got a car, like I swapped with my friend. I'm driving a Prius currently, and I feel like that is a super sacrifice. Right? And the first thing I did was go to the grocery store on my own and get campfire stuff. Nice. I showed up at the store and I was like, I can get beer. I was like, oh. It was amazing. Yeah. Like, yeah. You know, because I can't be like, Mom, will you go out to the store and buy me a bunch of beer? She's like, no, you don't need beer, honey. You know, and I'm like, no, actually, I do.
It's like, you're not helping me, Mom.
Whoa. The only person I ever said they don't need beer to is when Paul's on these hangouts about 12 beers deep. Everybody else needs beers.
Right.
I'll drink that.
Everybody else needs beers.
Times have changed. I remember being a kid when we can get beer for our parents at stores.
Right.
And cigarettes.
When you used to be able to, yeah, when you used to be able to. My son, like, from the secret side over here was like, if I could, I would, you know? And, like, we'd go places and they pour a beer for me and I'll be, like, in a wheelchair. They're like, hey, baby, can you hold this? And he's like, I don't know if I can hold this. And I'm like, just hold it. You know, because otherwise I'm squeezing it between my thighs of steel. And, like, we don't want to crush it. You know? I'm like, just hold the beer.
The only unfortunate thing for you, if you allowed your son to buy the beer for you, is you'd have
right. He didn't buy it.
Wolves and dragons and.
Yeah, and he would have picked like a dragon or a wolf beer. You're exactly right.
I'd be like, there's a lot of gruesome stuff on this one, Ma. What do you think? You'd be like, I had it before.
What would Gandalf?
Yeah, we need something new.
Yeah.
I would take a photo and send it to you and ask you.
No.
My son, the sweet child he is,
so thoughtful.
said I would take a picture and ask you if you've had it before I bought it.
Oh, that's nice of him, yeah.
If this was the mid-'90s, you'd have to call on the phone, a payphone.
Yeah.
I remember 6 different beers they had. Let me tell you. Hang on, I wrote them down.
I wrote them down. I'm standing in the beer section, Mom. Let me read them all to you.
Technology, what a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. What is everybody else drinking tonight?
Well, right now I'm drinking a Bonito.
Bonitos.
That's the Ballast Point. Down south from you in California, Ballast Point.
Rod and I did a review, baby, of Le Fin du Monde. And
your first one, you're still drinking it?
yeah, I'm gonna go get another one.
What the hell?
It's hot now.
Right. Not really.
Well, you're both drinking in the 50s, so he's good to go. But
I had that crawler of an 8% double IPA that was hit. Slow it down a little bit, Rod. Just slow it down.
God, you got so much work to do.
Yeah, I'm not Paul. Listen here, I'm trying to stay, I don't know, somewhat coherent. Just a
Put you in
little
that millennial group with Todd, man. You got to work on that.
millennial group with Todd. I don't know about that one. Where's Todd, by the way? I haven't seen him.
I don't know. Usually Friday he's got his buddy. He's usually hanging out with, I think. Usually he'll send a thing if he's around now.
I got you.
Drunken one. What are you drinking?
Oh, I'm drinking this one. And yeah, I put that screen share in the way because
I feel like that's not a beer. I
embarrassed
feel
of
like-
what I'm drinking.
Drinking the seawater ale.
I'm drinking millions of gallons of salty water.
It's a red ale.
He's drinking a bunch of gozas. Basically.
I am drinking. I'm not proud of what I'm drinking. I'm about to go get a homebrew.
Why don't you tell us what you're not proud of?
What are you not proud of? We would like to know. Nobody else is watching. It's fine. Don't worry.
It's,
Come on, buddy.
Coconut.
right. This one.
Oh!
Drunken one, I don't mean to be an asshole, but get out! Get out right now!
I'm pretty sure we said we weren't going to make fun of you, but I'm sorry for my co-video hosts.
If I saw a bush light, then you'd have to leave. But since he's
No,
bush,
no, yeah. You can draw a line somewhere.
Draw the line.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta draw the line somewhere.
I was going to make a joke in there, but I haven't gone to the Paul level yet. So.
I hope no one goes to the Paul level. Let's just be honest right now.
Basement guy, I can't see your whole name. Sorry for the abbreviation. What are you drinking?
A local brew. It's called Innocente.
Zenachente.
He's in Canada.
Yeah, it's just a local brew. I'm up in Canada near Toronto, if you know where that is, about an hour away. It's just a local APA. Pretty good.
And that brewery itself, you like to do play on like different phrases. So the name of the brewery is spelled like innocent, but the last name of the owner is Inochante is how you pronounce it. So like they have like the name of that beer he's drinking is Bystander. So innocent bystander. But
or there's innocent fling.
Yeah, they have
There's
fling.
innocent
They have fling.
conscience.
Like they had.
Excellent job on the fucking beer namings. God damn it. Sometimes, I gotta tell you, sometimes I'm just like, yes, you nailed it. Like, there's a whole story behind your beers. You're like, oh, I name it after my friends and my families. And we're like, all right. Like, all right. Like, that's a fine name. But
Sometimes you nail it, and sometimes you put the hammer through the drywall. And
Yeah.
somewhere in between.
sometimes you set the standard with innocent fling.
Innocent fling.
They have fling bystander. What's
I drink that.
let me go look on tap because they have like about a half dozen pun phrases off the
Love it.
Oh,
Love me
the
some
stout.
fun.
What is the stout?
it's
If anyone should know, it's me. Fuck, I can't remember the name of it right now.
they
It's been a while since I bought that.
That's what the internet's for.
oh yeah so the Russian Imperial Stout is until proven guilty, so innocent
yes.
until proven guilty.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. They conscience they have guilty conscience.
That's not it.
They have. I remember the guy who worked at the brewery that Jamie and I know and are friends with, Devin. He had a hand in their Imperial Stout that was called. He told me when I checked it on tap to make fun of the name because one of the coworkers named it and he thought it was a terrible name, and the name of the beer was Two Night Stand. I thought it was terrible.
Oh, that's their double IPA.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Well,
that's
why would you
bad.
go for a second night if the one night was just?
That's what I'm saying. So he was
No,
like,
no.
it's a horrible name, and they
No.
overruled me.
And did you like that,
No.
Joe? I thought that was actually a pretty good beer, but
I think it's a
I mean,
good
it's
name.
a two-night stand. It's like, let's try it again.
Let's try it again. That was fucking solid. Fucking solid. Let's try it again.
My check-in said the name is terrible, just because he told me to do it, and he said his coworker got a little angry, and I was like, "You told me to do it."
what
Wasn't
did
me.
you give the beer?
I think I give it like a 4 out of 5. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
That's good.
it was good.
That's good. I
It
feel
was
like
one of their better
and
beers.
the name, you're like in the name, like a little. It's like a little bit better because of the name.
Honestly, the only problem I have with that brewery, Joe, is they all those beers we listed are all the beers that they come out with. They don't have anything new ever.
Mm.
And not that I need a brewery to have, every 2 weeks something brand new or.
But also, yeah,
bottles,
please.
But once in a while, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have
Let it mix
a.
it up a little bit.
Yeah, it's nice to have like a base core brand and
Yeah.
then seasonals and stuff, but you got to have specialty
Totally fine
releases. Yeah, nowadays you got to have specialty releases.
I agree.
You got to keep people in basically wanting your beer. You have to keep your name out there. You have to be innovative. You don't have to be super innovative, but you got to kind of keep with the times and make sure you know your consumer base. And if you just have your base beers, you're not doing anything special, at some point you're probably going to fall to the wayside unless everything you make is 100% exceptional, which is very tough to do.
Even then, I mean, you might. Two questions I'm curious about. Do you all go to local breweries? I feel like Basement Joe just affirmatively answered that question.
Breweries.
Almost solely.
Almost solely. Okay. Everybody else down the line, whoever, I don't know what you're. So I see
Sure.
from left to right, I see Average Joe answer.
Uh-huh. I mean, I am one of the people that I don't blindly support local. Let me go right. No, I don't blindly support local unless they make well-made products. When everything's equal, I always support local. And there are like 3 or 4 breweries that I really enjoy local, and I'll always pick stuff up from them. And they do a really good job, most of the places around here, making seasonal beers or specialties outside of their core range. So I always have something different to try. So I'm not always going back to the same beers over and over. So I sent him a link. I sent him the
Okay.
link.
So
You
hold
did?
on.
All right.
Yep,
Drunken
I'll be right back.
One, do you go to local brewery?
Nah, I need to get out some more. Yeah, there's 3 of them that are pretty local, and I just need to get out and try them out.
You have.
I like local beer though.
Sorry, you know of 3 and you have not gone to them?
I know I should be punished.
No,
I've tried
no,
their
no, no.
beers though.
That's the
I've
question.
tried their beers.
Okay, so you've tried their beers.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I've tried their beers and they're pretty good. I'm liking them. My wife doesn't drink, and that would leave me drinking and driving. And
Right.
so
no,
when
not a
I
good
get started, I don't know when to stop. And
Well, she
Yeah,
don't drink.
I
That's
hear you.
that's your designated driver built in.
yeah, well, she holds down the couch really good. so sometimes it's hard
Everybody
to.
has to have their thing.
Got one job to do.
Mhm.
She protects the remote. You know?
Okay. So you've tried them, but not necessarily at the breweries. I'm assuming they're available at local places that you've ended up. But if you
Oh,
see
yeah,
them,
yeah.
try them.
Yeah, I've tried them in cans. I have visited like some local bars or whatever to try their products, but I'm usually pretty good about just having a couple and then leaving.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
And then
tried-
Rajay, I feel like I can answer this question for you, but
Okay.
do you go to local breweries?
No, it wasn't that the question to begin with?
No, for Rod.
Oh, me?
Oh,
I have 3 rules. First, you go local. Second, you go independent. Third, you go everybody else.
Okay, good, great, thanks. Boom, concise. I like that strike mission. So I'm curious. My follow-up question to that is, if you go to local breweries, which I feel like is most of us, all of us, generally speaking, do you go back? Are you on the mailing list? Like, what makes you go back? Do you drink the same beers? Do you go back because they have different beers? Do you go because you want to support local? Like, what's your impetus? So we're gonna go from left to right on my lineup, and Average Joe is first, but he's muted, so we're gonna.
You might have went to the bathroom or something.
Yeah, he has to pee. Excuse him. So we're gonna go to we're going to Basement Joe. Go.
Me?
Yeah.
You, Jamie, you.
Well, actually, I should change my original answer. I said almost solely, but it's probably more like 60-40 because I still do buy a lot of, like, I'm from Ontario. The LCBO, the Liquor Control Board of Ontario, is the store to go to here. And they get beers from all over the world, but also a lot of somewhat local or through the country beers, and buy a lot from there just to try different stuff. And your question was,
what makes you go back?
Do we go back
Yeah.
to the local breweries? Well, I'd say there's like 10 that are quite local. 3 of them I don't go often, but only because of the hours, and they're far enough away that I can't get to them. But like, I work close to them, but they're not open when I'm working in that city.
Right.
But there's 2 breweries in particular that if they were open at hours that I was around that area at that time, I would probably buy beer from them all the time. The few that I'm close to, one of them has, like, every 2-3 weeks there's new beers coming out, and I probably buy more beer from there just to try different stuff. One brewery I really like that has a good selection. The beer is quite good, but it's pretty much like, this is the beer for the last 2 years. They've had those same beers. So
you're kind of like, I know it's there. I don't need to go again.
And they're also the two of the 4 beers that I really enjoy from that brewery are available in grocery stores close by. So I don't actually have to go to the brewery.
Right.
So honestly, the 2 breweries that are close that are changing all the time, I probably buy the most beer from them. Because it's like, I can go in, get 2-3 bottles of something new. If I don't like it, it's not that big of a deal. But every once in a while, you get a beer that you like, and it's different. So I like new stuff.
Okay, good answer. Thank you. Duncan one.
Oh, I have a little different problem. They're not open when I want to go there because, well, they don't open at 11 o'clock in the morning. I like the variety also, but it's always good to have one that you're accustomed to and you know exactly what you're getting. Kind of like going to McDonald's. It's kind of the same everywhere.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, good answer. Hi, Todd. I think I saw your name flash up, but I can't see it. I have a question for you, but I'll ask you in just one moment.
I think Todd's still getting in.
Yeah, we'll let him get acclimated. All right.
It's great. I don't got to moderate at all. I got Tanya back.
That's what I was saying. Shit, who's running this thing? No, she did a great job. Why have I never met you?
I have a strike nation because I told my son 30 minutes. I'm already over 30 minutes. Don't tell him. So anyway, Rajay. What makes you go back to a brewery, or do you go back to
Wolf?
There he is. I'm almost done, baby. I know. We're watching Wayne's World, so we have like.
I see that.
Oh yeah, it's
Wayne's World, party time. Excellent.
I know, right? We kept pausing it and be like, "Oh, when I was a kid, we used to do this thing." He's like, "Shut up, Mom." Anyway, let's stay on target. So, Roger, what makes you go back to a particular brewery?
Party on, Tanya.
Well, for me, it's actually a little bit different. I have 40 breweries in my area, so they all pretty much now can and bottle, so I don't have to go to the brewery. A lot of them sell to the stores and the distribution. I also, as Joe would attest to, get pretty good deals at a lot of the places. So it's almost more effective price-wise for me to go to the stores than going to the breweries. However, there are certain breweries I go back to because I want to show support for them. And it's because usually the owners or the people, I've kind of built a rapport with the people or the bond. And I like what they're doing. We just lost a brewery last week, 2 weeks ago, that was out of nowhere. Everybody's kind of bummed out in Cincinnati because it was a good brewery. They shut down because they ran out of money essentially. And as much as everybody liked them, there was a point nobody was showing enough support going to them. So it's kind of made the Cincinnati beer crowd kind of rethink things. Just because people like their beers, but we have so many, we're spread out going to all these different ones. So
I'm spending this money, but I'm spending it amongst all these breweries that are great.
Right. So that was an issue there. So that's kind of made me want to go out to more of them. But I get such places. Like we have a gastropub that does all the local beers, and you go there, you get pints for $2.99 on their happy hour.
$2.99. Yeah.
So I'm getting that there.
Unmatchable.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I feel like I'm supporting their breweries by going to some of these other places because you usually stay after happy hour, but you're buying through these other places that are buying beer from the other breweries.
I have some thoughts about that actually that I'll share. I think I'll share in a moment if I can remember. Todd, did you make it on?
Todd's having some issue, it looks like.
Yeah, I see him log off, log on, log off, log on. Okay, so while I'm waiting for Todd and Average Joe, I'm going to answer my own questions. So I do go to a lot of local breweries. So in my own, what is a relatively small suburb of San Francisco, there are 2 breweries, and then in like a city away, there are 2 more breweries, and there used to be a third, but it moved to Oakland, which is between my city and San Francisco. And I go to them as often as possible because I want to support them. However, they are really good at distribution, and so their beers are available in stores, right? And that's like a trip out of my way I don't have to deal with, and then it makes it easy. Like I'm not going to go there and have a beer and drive because I have a really strict no drinking, no driving policy. So I try to go to these places, but for me it's a lot of effort to organize it. It oftentimes involves like a wheelchair and who knows what to get to this place, and so it just becomes this whole production. However, I try really hard to support local breweries, and since I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area, there are like a ton and a half of breweries available in this area, more than 100, more than 100 within 100 miles or something like that, and that's a lot. So I can't get to all of them. But when I go to the stores, like if I can find something local, I'll try that first.
Right.
Because I'm interested, like what's local to me, what's available to me locally, because that seems the most culturally, I don't know if that's the right word, culturally relevant to what I'm trying to do. Right. Yeah. It's not good for my YouTube reviews because like people watch and they're like, I don't know this beer. Like I'm not going to watch this video because who the fuck drinks,
Alameda Brew.
Farm Creek. Yeah, Alameda. Yeah, exactly. Faction.
But I watch them. I like to see them.
Today or yesterday. Nobody drinks that like nationwide, and so it's not a good review to do like nationwide. And like these beers that are available nationwide get bigger YouTube followings. Like more people are viewing it because it's a bit available on a larger distribution. But I get tired of those beers. I want to try new things. And so if I go to a brewery, this is my second question. If I go to a brewery, I want to know like what their core beers are. Like you're going to come here, you're going to have a lager and an IPA and a stout, let's say, right? And then you're going to offer like a couple more that kind of rotate in and out. And I want to come for those rotate in and out. Like I'll try your standard beers. And I'll be like, oh, I'll try your lager, fine, because I'm not a lager fan, but I want to know, like, what does your core look like? And is it good and do I enjoy it? And then will I continue based on that to come back to your brewery and try it? And I think that's a lot of work for a lot of breweries, like to have a new beer all the time. But I feel like that's what draws people. And that's why I was asking you, like, what is it that makes you keep going back to that brewery? Is your local watering hole? Like, that's a different thing. If you go to, the cheap dive bar down the street from you because it's walking distance or a stumbling distance or a safe driving distance, like, that doesn't necessarily mean you enjoy it. You're just like, oh, that's what's local.
Well, the good breweries will have their core line. Like usually, however many taps they're running, there's usually like I got one that I go to, Wood and Cask. I just uploaded a review of them earlier tonight, and they have like 5 of their taps are dedicated core beers. And they have another 5 where 2 will be guest beers, and the other 3 they'll rotate. Yeah. So you'll know what to expect. We go under Mad Tree, which Todd just got in. Todd gets some of our Mad Tree down where he's at. They have their core line of beers, so people know what to expect when they go there. And then they have the other stuff they rotate as well.
I feel like that's the best.
Mad Tree glass. Look at that, the Mad Tree glass.
I feel like if you have a core group of beers, and then you're constantly introducing something new and interesting, seasonal or whatever, like I feel like that's what draws people into the breweries. Anyway, I was hoping by doing this mini survey that you would confirm that for me. So the question. Average Joe, I'll put it to you first, and then Todd, because you just joined, hold just 2 seconds. The question is, do you go to your local breweries, and then what keeps you coming back?
Do I go to my local breweries is the first one?
Correct.
Yes. I frequent probably about 4 to 6 of them every so often. I like to keep them in rotation because it's one of those things where they have different seasonals or different beers that I want, and so a lot of them they do have core brands, but some of them don't bottle or can, so it's like they'll make a fresh batch and I'll go get it.
Yeah.
And what keeps on bringing me back is if they make good beer. My preference would be that they make beer for everyone. So if there's people that live down the street from the brewery, or in walking distance, or even like a 5-minute drive, you would hope that they would have core brands to entertain those people on a daily or weekly basis. But then you'd also hope they are somewhat innovative and bring out seasonals and rotating offerings to bring out the like uber craft beer nerds that want to have something new and try something quite often. I will say in my neck of the woods, I am from the Western New York area, more specifically Buffalo, New York. There's only a handful of breweries that really do that. Like bottle and can releases have just started happening. In fact, funny is that tomorrow I'm going to a canning release of a local brewery. They're putting on tonight they canned a new IPA, so I'm going to go check that out. But to bring me back, you just make good beer and always have something different when I show up. I don't want the same 6 beers on. It's great if you have them as your core releases.
Right.
I understand that, but
if I come in, I want something new.
Yeah, I want to. If I want to get a flight or I want to get a pour, I want something that I haven't had before, in addition to whatever I like. And they've done a pretty good job around here. So I'm pretty happy with where we are locally, and I couldn't say the same thing about 2 years ago here. So it's we've started to actually gain a little bit in my area when it comes to local breweries.
Can you remind me again where you are? You said North
Buffalo, New York.
Okay.
Well, address, please.
I believe the address is 450. Go fuck yourself, Jamie. That's street. That's street, Jamie. That's go fuck
street,
yourself.
Not street. Road.
Not road. Not avenue. Not drive. Street.
It was 123 Fake Street.
Yeah.
Maybe
right.
that's a more PG answer.
Todd, the question is, do you go to your local breweries? And if so, what keeps you coming back?
Yes, I do. I go to, I live about 7 miles north. Oh, okay.
Time out. Where are you from?
Indiana.
Okay.
I'm in the southern part of the state. I'm about 7 miles north of Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
Louisville.
Yay.
So I'm not too far from Rajay.
Not too far at all.
Less than 2 hours. But anyway, yeah, I do frequent the breweries locally. I try to support them. What keeps me kind of going is that it's local. I kind of try to support the local scene as much as I can. What keeps me going back is the atmosphere of a lot of them. That the places are, have friendly staff. Not necessarily have to be knowledgeable, but friendly and there, and also good beers. I mean, they also have to have some good beers. I tend to agree with Joe. Is it's okay to have the core beer, but I tend to frequent the ones that also have new stuff on hand. More often than not.
Cool.
It's the new style.
Right, it's a new style.
Well,
It's the new All right, so
But on the flip side, it's kind of.
One quick follow-up question, and I want to go down the line, and then I'm just going to cut out because my son is going to hate me. But
we don't want that. No, we don't need
right,
that.
we don't want that. So it sounds like, generally speaking, people would like to go to the local breweries, and they would like it if they had something new and interesting. I forgot my follow-up question.
Beer can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, but my regular life can do that. But we'll blame it on the beer. So, and this bug that's flying by. Crap, you guys. I was gonna. So I wanted to know. I don't know.
Like Jeopardy music.
Yeah, I don't know. It was whatever Todd had said had spurred the question, the thought in my head. You know, basically like, you know, what happens if you don't like a local brewery's beers? So I'm gonna go from my left to right. Average Joe.
What I do is I go on social media and say they make the worst beer ever and get them very angry. No, I don't. If I don't like their beer, it's very rare that I hate somebody's local beer. Like there's maybe a handful of beers that I'm like, I don't even want to drink this. And usually what I'll do is a couple times I've actually talked to the people there because the breweries are so small. A lot of time the head brewer will be there or even the owner. And I've actually had discussions with them before about it. And a lot of times you'll say, hey, you know, this isn't for me or whatever. And sometimes they'll be honest, be like, yeah, we've gotten a lot of feedback that a lot of people don't like it. And a couple of beers have actually changed and they've switched recipes or they've brewed it differently. But most of the time if I don't like it, I don't like it. Not every style's for me. Most of the time I can understand if a beer is well made, but
style and not your preference, which
and sometimes you can tell when the beer's just not well made, like if a barrel-aged beer, for instance, is infected or or there's off flavor in your lager. If I'm getting like a buttery taste, there's something wrong with the brewing process. But luckily I have very infrequently had to do that. It's one of those things where I don't like when people on social media go out there and do that and just trash beers. But also I feel like for the brewers themselves, if they want to stay sane, they should probably stay off of places like Untapped and Beer Advocate. It's a good avenue and tool to get general feedback, but I'll see some brewers go on there and you'll see someone post a quick Untapped 140 character review of somebody's Goza, and they'll say, oh man, this beer's sour and tastes salty. It's gross. And then it'll be like, well, it's a fucking Goza. That's the style. So but then brewers will be upset and be like, oh, look, you can't, this person is obviously not knowledgeable when it comes to style. So you take their review for a grain of salt.
That's hard. That's really hard.
And I understand that's like your passion, but you have to understand that not everyone who's going to drink your beer is a beer connoisseur or even somebody that's a novice and is trying to. Some people just go to the breweries to just try stuff. It's not even like they're into it. They're just like, my buddy invited me and we're here and I'm trying all the beers. It's like you got to understand. But like I said, when stuff like that happens, it depends, I guess, on the brewery. But I don't ever overreact and go nuts on social media. That's the one thing I highly dislike, when people just attack brewers for reasons of they don't like the beer because they don't like the style or they don't like it to a personal preference or whatever. It's like, it's not everyone's going to like the styles and not everyone's going to like every beer. That's how it works.
Sure. Cool. Basement, all I can see on your name, I'm sorry, is Basement, and I'm bad
it's
about
Jamie. Jamie from Basement Beer Reviews.
Jamie.
And I actually missed the original question.
I think the question is, what happens when you don't like a beer at a local brewery?
Well, I heard Joe talking about Untapped, and I'll go on and like put a review, but I will never slag someone online. If I don't like a beer, I don't care. I won't buy it again. I'll be pissed if I bought a full growler of something and didn't like it and had to dump it or whatever. But other than that, it's all about trying beer, and for the most part, I buy a beer or two and try it. If I like it, great.
Cool.
I'll give them a good review. If I don't like it, if it's really bad, then I'll tell people about it. Like if I buy a beer and it's obviously infected or buttery or whatever, that's a different story. But if I buy a beer and it's just not up to my, like, there's one brewery in Ontario called Old Tomorrow Brewing. Joe, I think you probably heard of those guys.
Oh, I have, my good sir.
And I've heard a few people say it's good beer, and every single beer that I've had from that brewery, I have not liked. And I would never say don't buy that beer. It's just not for me. Like I taste it and it's just weird. Like I don't like it. That's just me. Everybody's different. Everybody tastes their palate is different. Their what they're going to perceive as a good beer or a bad beer could be different. So I don't care. Just try it. If you don't like it, it's not that expensive to buy one beer. Try it. Yeah. I would never to anyone say don't ever buy a single of that beer.
Let's
Yeah. I
listen
think
to
that's
Noah
good.
Light.
Go ahead.
If it was like Utopias or something like that, where like you're putting out a lot of money for, you know, a certain amount of beer,
A lot of
and
money.
then maybe talk to the person about, you know, what do you like? Is this maybe something, an investment that you might be, you know, throwing your money towards $150 or $250? A single beer, $5, whatever. Try it. See if you like it.
Right. Yeah.
I'll never slag a brewery for a shitty beer, unless it's really, really shitty and they fucked up.
That's a good answer. Thank you. Drunken one. I see you're muted. Are you listening?
Drunken one is shielding himself from the hurricane.
I don't want to answer your questions.
I feel like a hurricane.
Rajay, so if you go and you have a bit, I forget now actually at this point, is it a bad beer? What do you do?
But like the American Dream, Dusty Rose, you lay the smackdown, baby.
I challenge Ric Flair to a duel.
I call up the Macho Man and Hulk Hogan, and we go to work. We get the wood. We talk
Four Horsemen.
I gotta play that video again at some point here. If it's a bad beer, I mean, I just don't buy it again, or I don't get it. It depends if it's something where I don't like that line. I mean, with me having the blog and stuff too, I'm just honest with it. You know, if I do a review and I'm honest about it, and I put the information out there, and usually I just let them know, you know, for me, what I like and what I usually drink, it doesn't fit that criteria. If it's something, but like Jamie said, it depends on people's individual palates. So I pretty much leave it up to them, but I say I didn't like this or that. Like if a beer doesn't have enough head and that style's supposed to have a head, or it doesn't, it's kind of flat and it's not carbonated right. You know, I put that stuff in there when I talk about it, but
yeah.
And I post like on, you know, for me, because I'm tied into so much social media, yeah, you'll see it like on Twitter and stuff like that and everything. But it's just an honest opinion. And then when the companies have contacted me before to send me beer, I tell them that too. And they said they've seen stuff I've done on social media. They're comfortable with me giving objective reviews. So that's what I do.
I like that you do objective reviews, FYI. That's my
That's like
style.
tonight when I disclosed, like they gave me the beer to try, and I told them I'm going to give it honest. Like some people do reviews, they don't tell you the beer was given to them by a company, and so they're all like all happy with it. Like you don't know they actually got it from them. So,
I feel like you should lie.
anytime
you get all the free
from a
beer.
company, I believe you should disclose you got the beer from the company.
Yeah.
I agree. Let's
Full
be upfront. The
transparency.
more data, the better.
Yeah.
Full disclosure at all times, because
But I will come off the rope like Dusty Rose, baby.
Four Horsemen.
All right, Todd. Actually, sorry, Todd. Hold on 2 seconds. I'm going to go back to basement.
No, drunken one.
No,
Oh, hell.
actually, yeah, go back to me. Because
Ty's got her OCD order kicking in right now. She's got everybody lined up.
I'm sorry. Like I'm trying to follow the lineup so that way I don't forget.
I do actually have a question. I'm drinking this Murphy's
Yes,
Stout,
Murphy.
Oh, the Murphy Stout.
Yeah.
and I think there's an ice cube in it.
That's a inside joke.
Inside joke.
There was a reviewer out in the beer tubing land that drank a Guinness. Yeah.
From
Thought
old
it was-
Canada?
No, he thought it was an ice cube, and it's not a widget. That happened.
Not a widget.
But wouldn't it be funny if you open a can and
Widget meant like, you know.
Wouldn't it be funny if you open a can and the can say yay yay?
Yay! Oh, it's ice cube in my
What if we did that?
Where are you?
Is Ice Cube in my can right now?
Today was a good day, Ice Cube. It was.
There was a good, yeah.
This can actually said that when I cracked it open.
I feel like video where it didn't happen. So anyway,
That's right.
the question is, because I have one more person and then I have to like cut out because my son's gonna hate me. What he growled. So if you, what makes you, oh shit, I forgot the question.
You could ask Todd to answer his question.
Or drunken one.
Or drunken one.
What happens if you don't like beer? What happens if you don't like a beer? Thanks.
Yeah.
There you go. Thanks, Wolf.
Your son has.
Well, I don't usually pour them out. I just suffer through it. Generally, I mean, it's got to be really bad for me not to drink it.
Not to drink it.
Yeah. It's got to be pretty bad if I don't drink it. It's just, okay, I bought it. I just chuck it down.
Yeah, drunken one's criteria is doesn't have alcohol in it.
Committed.
No time.
He's committed.
It would have to be pretty bad for me not to consume it.
Right. I feel like there's maybe like less than 24 beers where that was the case, where I was like, I cannot drink it and I'm going to throw it out. And I've had a lot of beers.
It's tough to pay money for something and pour it down
and not
the drain.
and not drink it. And not drink it.
It's got to be literally undrinkable. Like you hear a lot of people like, oh, they'll drink a macro beer or whatever, and they'll be like, it's gross or whatever. It's like, but will you drink it? Yeah. Well, then it's not undrinkable. But there are some craft beers that have been undrinkable in my opinion.
Right. There's been a couple situations where I'm like, I cannot drink this, throwing it down the fucking drain. Like I hate this beer. Otherwise, I'm like, oh, it's not really my thing. It's kind of weird and gross. I'm probably not going to finish it. That's different.
Yeah, in honesty, that's part of the story, because I like to try everything, and I can list off a good portion of their really good beers, and I can list off a good portion of their really shitty beers. And very few of them I've had to dump, but the ones I've had to dump, I can list them off. So,
well, it's like anything else. Anything that has impacted you in life, either negative or positively, you always remember them. It's the gray line in between where they kind of get lost in the shuffle.
And yeah, and that's part of the journey, because it's, if you're buying the same 2-4 beer every week, you're getting the same beer, and there's nothing different. Where it is, if you're trying all these different styles every once in a while, you're going to get a shitty beer that someone might really like, but it just doesn't work for you, so you have to fucking dump it.
Yeah, that's a good perspective.
And then you can talk to other people about it. Oh, did you like that beer? And for the most part, they didn't like it either. They have.
As a sidebar, I'm just watching the people out here in the hurricane. Like, do you really need to send the weather people out there to know there's a hurricane taking place? These guys are trying to fight off the wind. Like, why would I need to go outside? You can see how much it's blowing. You can see how deep it is.
Winds are 110 miles an hour. It seems as though my left arm is going to be ripped out of the socket.
I'm watching the guys on MSNBC get blown all around and everything.
Yeah, they had a report a while ago. That's what I was doing a second ago. I hate to be rude or whatever. It was 143 mile an hour reported.
Yeah, the best dude is Jim Cantor from the Weather Channel.
That's who's on here right now.
Yeah, he's always like, it seems as though I'm in a hurricane. Oh, are you now? Because I couldn't tell from not being able to see you. Yeah, are you now? Something?
I remember when Katrina hit, they had Al Roker on one, and Al Roker got blown down. He's like, okay, I'm out of here.
Al Roker's always the most calm guy. He's like, whatever. It's going to be a hurricane. You sit back and get some food and enjoy it. And then it's like, no, my house is going to flood and shit's going to happen. Not a big deal. I'm up here in New York. Everything's fine.
You're fine.
Yeah.
They can sit in the car and do that same freaking report, but now the guys, their clothes floating in the wind. They're soaking wet. Yeah. There's one on there right now.
Did you just see a tree whip by your house? No big deal. At least it didn't hit your house. No, whatever. Like what?
But speaking of the hurricane and fear related, the same point. Earlier tonight, there was a weather person on Fox News giving the weather down there, and I mentioned on the other show, this lady ran out, gave her a 6-pack of beer, say, "Hey, have some of our Galveston beer," and took off. And so the guy was like, "Well, I'm going to drink this later after I'm done."
Little did he know that they were getting rid of it because it was about to get flooded.
marketing attempt to get your name out there on national TV.
The Galveston Brew was about to get flooded, and all that beer was about to be lost. They're like,
Good
hey,
fucking job.
we're getting out to these people.
Standing in the middle of a hurricane, I'd have cracked that shit open right there on TV.
It's the apocalypse.
Like Stone Cold Steve Austin, baby.
That's the bottom line.
What a neat thing down the hatch.
Todd,
Yes.
the question is, and I don't think we've gotten a full from beginning to end answer from you. Do you go to local breweries? That's a get the middle question. What keeps you coming back?
Oh, the atmosphere and the beer itself. I mean, if it's a good beer, good atmosphere. Mainly those two, I would say. And a lot of the breweries around here doesn't have food, so most of them isn't about the food or anything. It's just about the good beer and the atmosphere for me. If it's a nice place you can go and just kind of kick back and have a few beers, I'm going to tend to go back to those. Ones that you go into, sometimes that could be a little on the loud side. If I'm not into that kind of a mood, then that would stray me away from going back to that place if it's too loud and too, rambunctious or whatever.
Rambunctious, I like that.
Oh, look at Todd dropping those big words.
I feel like
Throwing down the words.
I think we need to mark the map. Like, this is loud and rambunctious. This was quiet and subdued, and then we can all pick.
I mean,
So yeah,
well, preference for me is when you go to breweries and they're intimate. It's like you go in there and they don't have 35 different TVs on and just it's loud. Sometimes I just want to go in and just like enjoy my beer and have a casual conversation with someone. So many places they'll turn up the music or turn on the TVs and you can't even hear the person next to you. Not a fan of places like that. So atmosphere does play a key role for sure.
Yeah, we have a local one here that's very micro. It's very small. You go in, they have 6 beers of their own on tap. They don't really go too far outside the box. They have a couple every now and again that they'll bring in new. No TVs, no anything. You just go, you sit at the bar. 9 times out of 10, you go in there. The guy that owns it, who's also the head brewer, is there, and you can just kind of BS with him. And it's awesome. You just talk about every day, whatever. Yeah.
So you mean
It's very cool. And I tend to go there. They've got decent beer, but it's not the best craft beer in the world. But it's the atmosphere and just the kind of one-on-one setting where you can actually talk to the brewer and kind of pick his brain about things. And it's just kind of a neat place to go to, in my opinion.
That's the best.
Great point.
In your humble opinion.
You're humble. Not a lot of reductionness.
IMHO. All right, I have to go. And I'm sure you'll all be happy when I leave because then the structured conversation will be over.
There is no
However-
structure when you leave. Absolutely no structure.
No structure at all.
Paul will,
You kept the structure. Now it's going to be all fucked up.
It's going to be fucking craziness. However, I want to
Paul will
leave.
make sure we're off into a ravine and on fire.
We were happy.
Yes.
We really know you have to go
I
finish
wanna
watching
leave with-
Wayne's World there.
With PA brew news, like,
She got
I just want to put these questions out there. I can answer them or not.
Dusty Rhodes was calling his name, so he had to.
I just want to know.
His answer is
Go
dead
to
people.
local breweries. What makes you go back? What happens if you don't like the beers? And I'm gonna cut out. All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
See you later. Have a
Bye.
good enjoy Wayne's World.
I will.
World.
Game on.
Excellent.
Game on.
Game on.
Game off. Game on.
I'm not gonna answer your fucking
It is time.
questions.
Paul, we all answered them, so you're going to answer them. You're not a rebel. You're just a guy from the backwoods of PA.
I like to go to my local ones, but they all suck, and they always chase me with pitchforks and try to burn me at the stake, so I don't go. If I
I would
have
say
to go to
he's-
anything local, it's only out of desperation. And if I don't like a beer, usually I drink it and then piss it into the mouth of the brewer. The end. Goodbye.
Yeah, there's no exaggeration there. All 100% truth. What's everyone drinking? Says I don't think we've mentioned it.
Well, I'm drinking a Shorts beer that I like. Wow!
Shores makes some decent stuff. What is that though? What the fuck is that? I can't.
This is
I can't read.
Well, I tell you, Mathalis, I'm just saying the Shorts Brewing Company. This is their Space Drop. This is the bourbon barrel aged version of their American Pale Ale called Space Rock.
Wow. So a barrel aged Pale ale.
And you know what? It's actually not bad. It's very sharp with like the nice, sharp, vibrant grapefruit. It actually reminds me of the grapefruits and orange juice notes that I got in Doom way back in the day.
Yeah, like 3 years
But
ago.
it's lacking in bourbon. Very much lacking in bourbon, but it's still tasty. Baby, that's the thing. Like I'm just saying, Terry Blanchard comes in and
Ric Flair, you better put this in another bourbon barrel, baby.
Rod,
do we give Paul the call from heaven? So we give Paul the call from heaven.
Well, let's make sure everyone says what they're drinking. Then you can call the shit out of everything.
I'm drinking a Murphy's Stout with a magical ice cube.
Yeah, that fucking ice cube. That doesn't melt. How do you like that though, Jamie? In comparison to say Guinness and Cobblestone and all the rest.
I'd give it a out of 10. I'd give it a #smooth.
Hashtag smooth.
4 out of 6.
4 out of 6, so you give it 66.6% repeating, of course.
Yeah, do the math and yeah, it's good. Smooth.
I'm drinking my dry stout that I make.
I'm drinking
you got off the bush, huh?
Yeah.
He got off the bush.
We have Bush.
We have Bush.
And Todd is drinking.
I'm drinking from Wiseacre Brewing Company out of Memphis, Tennessee.
What is it?
I picked up a couple weeks ago.
What was the name of the beer?
Adjective Animal.
What style?
The double IPA.
Nice. A dipper.
I knew I'd catch Tanya. It was like, oh, you're asking questions? I'm totally going to make it a half an hour home and do a beer review, and I'll still make it before you leave. Because you were doing questions. And I was like, gotcha.
Well, she comes and said she had to go for her son, and I'm like, the way we're answering questions, you'll be here forever.
I always do it. I even had to like swerve around a porcupine at 100 miles an hour because I was making it home before they lost.
Well, here the porcupines are being thrown at you at 100 miles an hour.
You're going to make some porcupine stew, Paul.
I'll tell you what, baby. Pretty soon, everything's going to get thrown at you at 100 miles an hour.
And that's a beautiful segue into, Rob, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a summer solstice from Anderson Valley. Finishing out the 6-pack.
Base Camp S'more Stout. Guess what? Doesn't taste like a s'more. Barely tastes like a stout. Great job.
My kids and I were just actually talking about what would happen if you blended a bear and a deer. And I said, would it be a dare or a beer? And my kids are like, no, it'd be a beer. It'd be great because we like the taste of beer. And I'm like, that's awesome. Because I said, well, Anderson Valley makes a beer with a bear with antlers. So there you go. I mean, it's all horrible, but whatever.
Todd, by the way, I just want to point out, I saw you like Bearded Iris. I would like all the beers from them. Just all.
Yeah, well, I was in Tennessee a couple weeks ago, and that was where I picked this one up at. We were in near Knoxville, so I was thinking, go down there, I'll get some Bearded Iris and bring it back. I couldn't find any of it down there.
Are you serious? Wow.
I don't know. I thought maybe be able to find it pretty easy.
I've heard good things. A couple of guys here locally, I got them in trades or whatever, and they said they were pretty good. And when I saw you like it, I was like, wow, I know them from somewhere. And then came back to me like, oh, okay. And it looks like a lot of
Harry Eyeball.
It's probably one of those brewery only beers for the most part, and people probably wait in line and all that bullshit. I would think. I have no idea though.
Well, they actually distribute to Louisville.
Sounds like Harry Eyeball.
They actually distribute to Louisville, but it's really hard to get. You almost have to be standing in line to get it.
Yeah.
Do they distribute in your area?
No. I had a couple people got a couple cans, like I said, probably in trades, and they were like, "Oh, it's great," and I'm like, "That's cool." It's a little small place in Tennessee. I don't.
Yeah. They're in Nashville, but I didn't know with Rod. Do they distribute in your area, Rod?
Which one is it?
Bearded Iris out of Nashville.
No, you know what? Actually, I may have seen him at one of my stores.
He probably gets it for $1.
Yeah, they probably pay him to drink it.
I think I saw that they were shelf before, but I didn't pay much attention.
They do come to Louisville, but you can't. As soon as they hit the shelves, they're gone. I mean, I've had some of their beers and their IPAs and double IPAs. They're outstanding.
It sounds like very similar to in this area. There's a 2 or 3 breweries in closer to New York City. There's Single Cut, there's Grimm, and there's Other Half, and some of their stuff makes it in my area all the way upstate, 7 hours away. but it's same thing. One person, one can per person.
Yeah.
You know, fucking each place
Except
gets like
for,
a
except for
case.
Grim, every time you buy it, you wish you didn't after you drank it.
Dude, Grimm's pretty good. They're just expensive.
No.
You never had any Grimm shit. You shut your poor mouth.
I had Action Adventure with you at my house.
Okay. So now Grimm makes better stuff. Way better stuff than whatever the fuck that garbage
Action
was.
Adventure was horrible.
Yeah, that was a smoked sour. That doesn't sound great to begin with.
Well, baby, I just want to know when is all the Imperial Spun Candy Stout coming my way, baby.
If you want me to pick you up a couple bottles when it releases this fall.
Yes.
All right. I'm on, bro. They're only
I will trade you CBS for that.
You give me CBS. If you get a case of Founder CBS, you owe it to everybody that you've ever been friends with to give them one, except for not people that aren't me. I don't even know that made sense.
Yeah, well, I don't share.
I just want a bottle of CBS.
I only share with.
I thought they were going to include that in part of their barrel series.
Yeah.
I'll be curious to see how readily available it is in comparison to KBS.
Yeah, me too.
Because in the past it used to. Shit used to be real hard to get. You had to like kill people.
Baby, so what is the Rowdy McBeerhole? Did you say something about calling from heaven? Let's do this.
Oh, baby.
Oh, I thought he did some Dustin Rhodes, and I was like, that was a bad Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah, let me see here. I thought I had a different one. I was trying to.
No, this dude does like Dusty Rhodes about 700 times better than both you and I combined. It's
but ours is more.
What do we want? Do we want Dusty Rhodes calling for Rick, or do we?
Yo, get him the one calling for the fucking at the horse stable.
The Four Horsemen.
From the Four Horsemen.
Woo!
Let me see here. All right, give me 1 second.
The last call's the best stuff in there.
We went Dusty Rhodes looking for the Four Horsemen. So
yeah, but he calls like an actual horse stable. He's like,
I was watching the whole.
I'm looking for horsemen, and they're like, yeah, how many? 4 of them.
Let's see here.
And then he just it's like 3 or 4 separate times he just goes, tell them Ric Flair Friday night at the auditorium, baby. And he just starts cutting the promo of when they're gonna brawl. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm looking for a Hoffman. Name of Rick. Not here. Are you a Hoffman?
Could be. What can I do for you?
Friday night, you can see me. Moondog spot. Moondog.
Friday night.
What the hell's going on, Google?
It's so good.
Yeah, I'm looking for goes by the name of Ric Flair.
Don't know.
Can I leave a message?
I can.
All right, right this there.
Oh my! What the hell, Google?
I was having trouble logging in. It was messing
I don't know
up.
about you, Joe.
I'm gonna
Holy shit! It's so.
I don't know about
experience
you, Joe,
interruptions. Find out why.
Wasn't Arn Anderson one of the best?
Oh, he was. I love Arn Anderson.
Fucking the best.
Dude, he looked like everybody's dad.
Yeah, everybody's dad just wrestled the fuck out of you.
Yep.
A horseman goes by the name of Rick.
Not here.
Are you a horseman?
That could be. What can I do for you?
Friday night, you can see me in Boston. Bring out all your horsemen. Because I want Moondog Rex and the Monkey Brothers. Yeah, a horseman goes by the name of Ric Flair.
Don't know.
Can I leave a message?
I can.
All right, write this down. Tell them it's Big Dust.
Okay.
The American Dream.
Okay.
Tell them to meet me Friday night, Starcade.
Me too.
Yeah, Starcade, Friday night.
I don't know what you're wasting your time for.
Baby doll, I know that was you.
Baby doll.
I'm looking for some horsemen.
I've got plenty. How many you need?
4.
I don't understand what you're saying, but
Sorry, I got a little bit of a list. What about this girl?
no, I don't really know what you're talking about.
Is this J.J. Dillon's? You and I go way back, Jack.
Well, it's JJ. You got the wrong person.
Don't mess with the American dream, Jack. My eyes are open as big as silver dollars, Jack.
Well, you got the wrong guy.
You and I, JJ, never strap out. Justin Rose is the master of the strap out.
Holy shit. shit.
Well, I think it's funny that they don't understand it. Like they don't get the
Oh,
reference.
no,
They
it's
don't
so
get
good. He said he's the
like-
master of the strap match.
Oh, I guess it was the rolling to him looking for Ric Flair now. So let me see.
Holy fuck!
I just
man.
don't understand. Like I listen to these things. I'm like, you don't understand the reference that he's trying to blatantly
Oh.
say. Like,
No, that's what makes it great. It's like, yeah, I'm a horseman. How many do you need? I'm looking for 4.
oh,
I need 4.
And then I just like when he just cuts into the dust. He's
Oh,
like,
it hurts my
Friday
stomach.
night. Just out of nowhere. Oh god, so
This is
good.
There have been many times you and I have gone round and round, and we bled the same blood in the same mud. But this time it's all about business, Jack.
Let's do it.
You and I. Friday night, Daddy, at the Fulton County Stadium. The great American flag. Dusty rides on the edge of a lightning bolt with a silver saddle, Daddy. Now you come on down there with your limousine and your horsemen. Bring your A-game. Rick there, please. It's time for you to meet your maker. It's a fun time.
It's the American Dream Park up the wrong tree.
We'll see what is his rented mind.
We will find out indeed, sir.
That's right, find it out and flip. Dog, you hung your phone up on me.
Oh shit.
Gentlemen, this is Big Duff, the American Dream.
Big Duff, the American Dream.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a friend of his?
More of a nemesis, I guess you could say. I do not know who this flea pack fella is. All I know is that the other night when Rick hit me from behind, I saw where the line was drawn, and now. Friday
Rod, you gotta play the wrestler one for heaven. The wrestler.
Oh, from hell. Oh, that's nice now too.
Oh my Christ!
My stomach is hurt and I can't even.
I
Oh,
gotta
Jesus
show Joe something. I picked
can't
up
breathe.
a wax capped craft.
Oh man!
Black cherry soda. What the
Yeah.
fuck? A wax black cherry soda?
Yeah, when I was in Gettysburg.
Friday night, Paul.
Friday night, baby. Bring your horsemen. We'll get this done, baby. That's right.
Holy
What are you
shit!
looking for?
Hello.
Is this the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes?
This kid Chris.
A dream. It's an honor to talk to you again, Jeff. Yesterday's events. I'm so sorry of the passing of you yesterday, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Well, you know something, I'm not going to lie. First of all, I want to thank Crockett Promotions who did.
Crockett Promotions. Oh, did it stop?
Oh, this buffer.
He said he would like to thank Crockett Promotions.
Hold on, let me refresh it. Freaking Google tricks you got to do around here.
You know, when I busted through those pearly gates like a wild man, dog. Yeah.
I can't
God,
wait.
my stomach is hurting right now.
Dude, even though I know it's coming every time he says Friday night, it's fucking fantastic.
Friday night.
Friday night, Rick Starcade. I love it.
American Dream, Dusty Rhodes?
This kid Chris.
A dream. It's an honor to talk to you again, especially after yesterday's events. I'm so sorry of the passing of you yesterday, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Well, you know, I'm not going to lie. First of all, I want to thank Crockett Promotions who did so much for me and my family.
Yes.
All these years up and down the highway.
Yes.
There were hard times, there were good times for Big Duck, but now we're moving on to the next level. I've been here working for a new organization.
Really? What's the name of that organization?
The BeerVentures.
What's that?
Post-mortem wrestling.
Post-mortem wrestling.
In just a few weeks now, listen to this lineup Big Duck has put together because you know,
Wow.
I'm a showman first.
I know you are.
And also a businessman.
Yes.
Myself. Partner now.
Yeah.
With the one they own it. Macho Man. Randy Savage.
Wow. Hey, and can we talk to the Macho Man up there in heaven?
Hold on, please. Randy. No, he's on the phone. Hold on, please.
Okay, wow. They're getting up in heaven. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes is calling in.
Who is this?
Wow. But that's Macho Man Randy.
Macho Man in the yeah. What? Yes. Yeah. Still up here, kid Chris. Yeah, me and the big man does you both. Yeah.
Wow, up in heaven, calling in from the pearly gates. Listen. Yeah, Tomato, of course, Dream Dusty Roads just entered the gates of heaven and joining your league. What's that, the new wrestling up there in
It's
heaven?
called your post-mortem wrestling, the PMW. Yeah.
Wow. So, and now who's got the strap right now?
I think it's the Ultimate Warrior.
The Ultimate Warrior.
The one section.
Oh, is he there too? Oh my God!
Up here in the heavens, what the with a true warrior stands.
Wow, what? Oh my God! So the post-mortem wrestling organization up in heaven, the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, Macho Man Randy Savage, and the champion, the Ultimate Warrior.
Don't go grab a big shot. There's a big thing coming up.
Thank you, American Dream. Call in from heaven and say goodbye to all the guys up there for us.
Absolutely, Dad. I love you.
Take care, buddy.
Oh shit!
Oh man, my stomach is hurting bad.
Holy fuck!
That's some good stuff right there.
If I knew how to laugh, my stomach would be hurting too.
Oh Christ!
Oh man, that's some. Oh, it's good.
I feel physically ill right now.
I need a beer review.
Beer review? You gonna review a beer? What beer are you gonna review?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna review beer.
What beer are you gonna review, Paul? Paul, where's the preview? What review? What beer?
Friday night. I don't know. I have no
It is
idea.
Friday night, believe it or not. It is now Saturday morning.
Right now. Like, I don't know.
This Friday night. Start
It's me and you, Shorts Brewing Company, yeah. Come on, Danny. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Get down.
Oh,
Get down.
holy
Get down.
shit.
I gotta make structure. I gotta build structure. I'm building structure.
There's no
Calm down.
such thing as structure.
It's all going. Jesus. Stop the road, baby. The structure's gone.
Give me a nice little trail. This Friday night at Stockade. Me and Great Lakes is going down.
Roddy McBeerdeal is bringing the heat.
Oh,
PA Brew Beer News, whoever he is.
PA Brew Beer News advocate for nothing. No Stockade. What? I don't know. He's here. And he's queer. I don't know.
we had a comment from
you had one? You had like
A comment.
A comment. You
Listen,
were like an hour past comments.
a single fucking comment from people who. No, we had a GSHL TV in here. He said, "Cheers, Rod." He said that's a badass Labatt 50 sign dude for Jamie. He also said, "I want that Labatt 50 sign." He's going to steal it. So I guess watch that. Watch that
time, baby. What's your
Paul-
sign? Watch
Paul was talking a bunch of stuff like he told Todd to ram it in hard.
That's the tip, baby. That's the tip.
The drop one said just an inch, the bottom one. But we have Ivan Audello said sup. I don't know how long ago this was.
You too, bro dog daddy.
That's right. Just trying to zoom in on the sign.
Jamie got gremlins over there. Don't feed him after midnight.
Dante's gonna make a movie about that shit.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
I don't know. Should I do a live beer review on Rod's channel? Make it all
Live
spicy?
beer review.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Hit that live beer review, baby. Let's do this shit.
Hit
Jesus
that
Christ.
record button, baby, and tell the
That's
folks.
only.
Friday night!
Fashionable. Fashionable. 18% stout, baby.
Daddy, this will
I
knock
don't
you
have
straight on your ass and cost you the world championship, baby.
That was it. Turn it for live.
Oh,
I don't know. What do I have? What do
I almost
have?
spit the beer out that time.
No, Jesus. Yeah, I can't. Every time we said Friday night, I felt like I was going to shit my pants instantly. Each time.
They had to do something from the wilds of Ohio, baby.
I remember being a kid and Starcade was like a big thing because it was separated back then.
Yeah.
Got the
Wait, yo, when Dusty Rhodes said Crockett Promotions, pretty good. Crockett
I'd like to
Promotions.
thank Crockett Promotions for getting me where I am today, dead. Thank you.
What do you have, Paul? What is that?
I got the kicker. I dropped the big elbow
dude.
on St. Peter.
I just had that last month. I had a 2-year-old bottle that I had to age because I've had it fresh, and it was still so fucking good. It was like a Mounds bar, but
baby, we're doing a live beer review of the Brew Kettles Kicker. This is the coconut chocolate milk stout, baby. It is coming in at something ABV. What the fuck is it? 5.75.
Did you say?
Right.
Excuse me. Did you say coconut?
Coconut, baby. Can you smell the coconut coming out of my nuts? There it is. The coconuts, baby.
There's no such thing as smell-o-vision, but there should be.
Yeah, baby. Look at that pour, baby. It's so, oh my God.
I hope Drunken One's okay. Baby Hurricane Harvey has gotten a hold of him. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. It started to make landfall now. It's over Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's impenetrable. It's like a coconut without the fucking cell.
Oh, you say toasted coconut and the Firestone Walker right on that glass, baby. I agree.
Firestone Walker, baby. The proper reserve.
I guarantee Paul believes this beer is a little thin because it is.
It's a little thin, baby. Can I drink it? It's too thin. There they go. Ooh,
it's going down my gullet like it's water.
It's like liquid, baby. That's too thin. You gotta.
You know what Paul needs is a little bit of music as he builds up his review.
Oh, baby, that's the road theme song. Let's go, baby.
We need to give him a little throwback here.
Give him
stout, baby.
Give him some Rockwell. Somebody's watching.
Give me some Undertaker, baby. That's
somebody's watching me. Is that my MJ singing the hook? It is. Okay, who the fuck's Rockwell? I don't know.
There we go, baby. Just give me some Undertaker. We got things going on, baby.
Rest in
coconut.
Oh, I got some DX coming. Are we throwing some crotch chops up right now? I don't know what's happening.
Suck it, baby. Suck it down. Let's go. It's got some sweet stuff going on, baby. We got cocoa. We got caramel. We got the whoa, baby. Oh, yeah. Smells like shit. Look at that head.
That's a ringing endorsement. I will buy that product.
That head's sticking around, man. It's not going anywhere.
Sticking around. I'll put my dirty finger in it. Ruin the review.
That head is a nuisance right now.
It's really sweet though. There's a lot of huge like.
I told you, it's like a Mounds bar, dude.
You actually get the smell of the coconut.
It's like a Mounds bar.
Would the Undertaker song make you feel better?
Here you go.
Todd has it, I believe.
Todd has it.
Can you hear it?
No.
No.
Of course not, Todd. You suck.
Damn it!
There's a lot of carbonation to this, but it is very moundsy, as you said. You get lots of coconut.
Lots of sweet chocolate coconuts.
A disturbing amount of coconut from this.
No, like an appropriate amount of coconut, I'd say.
No, like what made you taste all the coconut that's in this? It tastes like a Mounds bar.
Yeah, no, it does. It's good, but I can only drink like a single bottle of it. It's because it's a bit too sweet.
You gotta get that flying elbow down there, baby.
I thought you were gonna
head out of the way.
It's not sweet like Elizabeth. Yeah.
I was unsure if that was Savage or Hogan, because you'd be like, "Let me tell you something, brother." And I thought you're gonna,
brother, we don't need any
24-inch pythons, dude. Yeah, it's
hot popcorn, cold soda, and no gremlins in the projector's booth.
Vitamins.
Oh, Drunken One said, "Well, shit. Guess I lost that damn link."
Send it to him, Joe. You can't,
because you don't have a Facebook, brother.
Oh, yeah. You need to get a Facebook.
Doesn't love the social media, yeah.
Yeah. This is, I mean, it's good. It's just a little bit way on the carbonated side. It's a bit thin.
No, please no. Not American Badass Taker. Please no.
Just stop.
This is what Undertaker came out to when he was the American Badass. Yeah, fucking Limp Bizkit. I just
Undertaker's favorite band.
Yeah, what is it? The hot dog and the star fucking dish, whatever.
This is when the real Undertaker went to heaven.
Yeah, pretty much.
I like that Undertaker theme song that much, though.
What, the original one?
Well, that's the one with Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, that one's shit. On a scale of 1 to shit, it's Limp Bizkit.
The original is the one that's amazing. Yeah, it's just like I still have the WWF CD, you know, the yellow one that came out with all the different theme songs on it. I still have that shit.
Let's see, drunk on back. We thought Hurricane Harvey
it blew you away.
Had the grip on you.
Here you go, Paul.
Way back.
There we go.
There you
now
go.
I can do a beer review.
Oh well.
What's happening?
Paul's background music for his review.
This is the background music of my childhood. when we lived in the mausoleum.
Paul, you look like a really fucked up park ranger right now. That's what I'm thinking.
I am a fucked up park ranger. You should see what I do to the fucking people that get lost.
No, I would prefer not to. Like, that's something I'm not on board on.
This is tasty, but it's just overcarbonated.
See, I didn't have a car. I'm curious. That's a fresher. Right?
Yeah, it's a fresher bottle than you've had. Yeah.
You adjusted my audio level, Rod? You motherfucker.
But it is seriously. It is Mounds Bar. It is coconut, chocolate, caramel.
I got a message that said Rod J. BeerVentures adjusted your audio level. You fucker.
Yeah, it was delicious.
I mean, everybody's volume up because the music seemed to be taking everybody down.
It's a good beer.
It's good, but yeah, it's a little bit sweet though. I mean, it definitely is sweet. They need to dial it back or make it a little bit
I don't know. It's fake sweet. It just gives me that kind of vibe. Like if
it's
you
like
take
a fucking Mounds Bar.
If you taste this much of a Mounds Bar, there's something wrong.
Oh, it's still right though, Paul. Paul, it's still right.
I feel like a nut more, but
sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you just bust.
New nickname in the chat there.
So, oh my god. Fuck.
But yeah, this is a good beer. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I'm not gonna give it more than that because it's blowing my face up every time I sip it. But it's good. But if I had like a massive boot size, like when Papa Tops, if I just pour it in a fucking boot and let it sit for a week, I could drink without any carbonation. But I give it an 8 out of 10. It's tasty for what it is. And it is 5.75%, so you can at least drink 27 of them before you fall over.
You know what I say to that, though?
In a nice 5-stone Walker glass, baby.
Bill, put it in this 5-stone Walker glass. That at least makes it 11, right? 11 out of 10, baby. Don't touch it. Don't even look at it.
That's what I say to that. What a rush.
What a rush. I don't even know, baby.
Did I ever tell you that my mom was twice hit on by the Iron Sheik?
Could be the Iron Sheik story again.
Yeah, baby, and that's why I'm part Persian now because he fucked it.
Out of nowhere, you're part Persian. It's like, wait a second, who are you hanging out with?
I know, baby. I found out. Because my dad is zero Persian. Ooh, dirty.
Okay, pop question. We were doing this last night. Scarier movie. Cujo or The Shining?
Cujo is more scary because that shit's going on and the rest of the shit's in your brain. And, I think actually, I would be more freaked out if there was a giant rabbit dog attacking me.
That's more realistic, right?
Because the thing is, there's shit going on in my brain all the time. I'm looking at a guy right now, and he's covered with blood. And it doesn't bother me. You get used to it. You know what I mean? But that rabbit dog shit is pretty crazy.
The Shining is creepier to me.
Yeah.
It's freakier, yeah, but you can get used to it.
Tell you what, as like a fucking 7-year-old kid, Cujo all day, every day. I don't want no fucking crazy
And,
dog trying to kill
That's
me.
like, and D. Wallace is so nice, you don't want her to get her eaten. Like, oh, come on.
You think that? Oh, come on.
My biggest thing was like, D. Wallace, what is with the angry canines? Like, your whole career has been based on angry canines. The Howling, Cujo. Like, get away from angry canines.
Probably had a bad experience when they were a kid.
And then she guest starred on the what the fuck was that show called? Where
Welcome Back, Cotter.
no, not Welcome Back, Carter. There was a show. Easy now. There was a show.
The rubber hose, Paul.
It was called Grimm, and she played a werewolf in the
Artisanal
goddamn thing.
Alice?
It's like, okay, you need to get away from that. You need to get away from the werewolf.
Actually, good show, Grim.
Yeah, Grimm was good. I like that.
Up your nose with the rubber hose, Paul.
Up your nose. Sit on it, man.
Better horror villain, Michael Myers or Jason?
Jason was so much fucking awesomer. More awesomer.
It's not even a word, but I agree.
I am saying awesomer for a reason because it's not a word.
Neither one really ever ran after their victims. Like, where are you going?
No, here's the part 7 when Kane Hodder took it over, remade Jason because he was going around with the guy with the weed whacker with the saw blade on it, and you get to hear that, and all of a sudden goes dead stop. Like, you don't hear anything. The guy's like, okay, I got away. And he comes out of nowhere, punches the guy in the face, and starts the chainsaw, the saw back up. I'm like, aha, fuck you. I love that shit. That's the best.
Yeah, they had Jason versus Freddy, but Jason versus Michael Myers, I think, would have been a lot better.
Yeah, they have a lot of different things like that, and honestly, it's still pretty rough. Friday night, with me, I talk too much. Friday night, Starcade.
Jason Myers in a steel cage match.
Friday night, Crystal Lake.
Crystal Lake. Yeah, Michael Myers can still drown. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Is like Jason can be like, "No, I'm cool."
I don't know. Michael Myers might not be able to. He might have survived somehow. You saw Donald Pleasance. He's pure evil.
I saw a 7-year-old boy with lifeless eyes, the devil's eyes. Yep. I spent 7 years trying to get him, and I spent the rest 7 to try to lock him up in the world. Yeah. And my dad would randomly quote like weird shit quotes.
Yeah.
From Halloween growing up, he was like, "There's a beaver in that house." He'd rather like say shit like randomly like weird shit, and I'm like, we all knew what he was talking about because he grew up. He's the reason I watch horror movies growing up. He showed me Jaws and Halloween, The Living Dead. The whole deal was great. He's like, and he was talking about. My one friend came over and he kept on eating everything. He goes, "I fed him 6 sandwiches. The man's not human. He's a beast." I'm like, "Yep, I know what you're saying." Pretty awesome.
There you go. Worst place to be, on a ship in Jaws, on the boat, or in space on Alien.
I would be on a ship with Jaws because they had to fuck with Jaws to a certain extent to get him to eat the boat. So, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't fuck with him. Just let him do his thing.
And the Alien, you're just there.
Yeah, like he'll eat some other stupid scuba diver because I'm just not going in the water. We're good.
There's a boat there. Let's drive that way.
Yeah. See all the blood is? We're gonna go the other way.
Yeah. Alien.
Yeah.
I mean, both of those are like such classic movies. Like if I sit down in the middle of something and so on, I'm watching to the end. They're just like classics.
You know what? The whole thing with aliens, it should be like in space, we can still see your panties. That's what. If it said that, I think more people would have watched Aliens because we got the panties, and that made it better. You know. I don't know about you, but until I watched, was it called Galaxy Quest? I never realized how I wanted to completely fuck her.
Yeah.
Holy crap, you're hot! Like, what happened? Like, holy shit, what happened? You're so hot in that movie.
She used to be a model or something when she was younger, I think.
Yeah. Well, so did Charlie Manson. Who cares?
She was wearing little bikini things in Alien.
Yeah.
Back then, crack wasn't whack, so.
And He's talking about Twiggy action.
Hey, Rod, you still watching Snowfall?
Yeah, I got caught up finally. Something like that one episode from this past week.
Hey, Rod, when's the last time that Dan beat the living shit out of you in hockey?
We've only played a couple times. He hasn't played me since then, but
You play Rod?
I need to play him again.
Whip the fuck out of you.
Like a men's league or?
Dan was getting into it on somebody on his beer thread last night. It was like, what do you get all upset about this guy for?
Oh, last time Dan was on one of our chats. That's all he talked about is how he just whipped the living dick out of you.
He did shit on you very hard. Lots of defecation.
Yeah, and I approved it.
Joe, you saw it. You saw the bullshit that happened.
I saw it.
I'm having lag, man. It's lag.
Rod came back. He tied the game, and he started getting very happy. He's like, "Oh, it's a game now!" And then fucking Dan scored like 20 seconds later.
It was like bullshit goal, though. You saw it.
I do remember some.
It can't go under the net. It can't go under the net and count.
He basically Luke hanged your ass. He went
Dan seems
and just kicked you in the face a bunch of times.
Dan seems to know some glitches there, Rod. Lots of glitches.
Yeah,
you gotta watch those Canadian fucks.
Yeah.
No offense, Jamie.
It's like you play
it's the same people that screw up Jay's examinations. They just hit the button and they fuck you up. They fuck you up again and again.
Yeah.
Those Canadians, Canadians, you can't trust them. They should be shot.
Talking about Canadian fucks, I have to go back to BDU a couple days ago. There's a guy we know called Guy.
Yeah.
He's a dirty French wizard. He goes on these hangouts, but he doesn't say anything. Ever. Doesn't talk. So I was actually listening back to this past Wednesday's hangout, and the only thing that Guy ever said, for the most part, was when Paul joined, he made a sound. And it made me fucking laugh because he's the only thing he said the whole night, and he was on for like 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
Was to make it look like Chewie had just joined the chat, which was pretty funny. So.
Well, yeah,
Very
he's a
accurate.
very special person.
Yeah.
He was happy with his doll, though.
Oh yeah, he had Mega Man, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, out of his shirt. And my hat. He was wearing my hat. My hat that I sent him in a beer mail.
Nice.
You put the hat on.
But it's not really your hat anymore.
Yes, it's. I need to clarify that it is hat. But
It's been funkified.
It was an Irish hat, although it did look kind of pilgrimy.
Yeah.
You could burn me in it. Be great.
I was going to say better Scream Queen, but it's hard to go against Jamie Lee Curtis.
Well, Jamie Lee Curtis is all right. Lorena Quigley is much better.
He said Jamie Lee Curtis is all right. She's all right.
She's all right. I
She's
like
okay.
Like Michelle Bauer or Lorena Quigley is much more.
Quigley, yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna need you to sell that.
I'm just saying. Hold on, guys. Hold on, like he said that directly to me once. He went, "Hold it." And I'm like, "Okay, hold it."
Yeah, hold it.
I'm holding it now. I even said that in the chat. I'm holding it.
PA in the news, Brews reviews.
Just hold
I
it.
have to ask you to hold on.
She just boom. Hold on. Oh, calm down. All right, okay, we'll calm down. Yeah, it was pretty fantastic. I didn't even get a chance to tell him the whole like graphic designer was a waste of money and you should kill yourself for it. Like I didn't even say that. I was like, I was just making fun of his international business thing, and he was like, "Hold on." I'm like, "Okay, whoa, okay, I'm holding on. It's okay, we're done. We're not doing anything. What do you want? I'm done."
Snakes on a plane. Snakes on a plane.
Yeah, my finger was hovering over the X.
The question is, what did you hold on to, Paul?
My penis. That was a silly question, Joe. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, it was dumb. Just saw that one coming.
Yeah, but my finger was hovering over the X after he went, "Hold on." Okay.
It's his flagpole in a hurricane.
Brace for cover! Brace for impact.
Better vacation movie, the original or Christmas?
I love Christmas.
Yeah. You know what's underrated? Paul and I are talking about Vegas Vacation, Papa Giorgio
Yeah.
and money.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
the money.
Vegas though is underrated.
The money's mine.
European is shit. The European one is shit.
It's shit.
It's fucking garbage.
And the other one that you get to watch them, you get to watch Uncle Eddie cooking fucking food on rocks.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah, exactly.
I won the money, and then you got to see that sexy strip tease that's dirty as fuck, and I'm like, yeah, I like that.
The Christmas one where the shitter is full, which is just fantastic.
The shitter's full.
The best part about that is there's a fucking brewery in Erie that actually makes a beer called Shitter's Full with fucking Randy Quaid, like his picture on it, but not really Randy Quaid, like just an artistic representation of him fucking, getting rid of the shitter. And they do a regular, it's a brown ale, and they do it a barrel aged brown ale, and I had it.
Couldn't hear
right.
a dump truck driving through a natural gristling plant. Like I was like, you can't get better than that. It's a funny squeaking sound. Oh Christ, she wrapped her cat.
Did anybody watch the remake of Vacation with Jamie starring as?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Why would you ever do that?
I wanted to support Jamie as his lead role. Yeah, did you? Jamie was in there. Is that Helms?
Really?
Yeah. Oh, look, is that Helms? Is that Helms right there? He's on The Office.
Oh, no,
Is Vacation? No big deal.
Office.
Yeah. Jamie, how do you have time for all this when you're a huge movie star? I have no idea. But good for you, man.
What are you trying to say? What?
He looks a little bit like Ed Helms, the actor.
Just it's all about when you want to keep on, you just have to keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
What did you think about it, Todd? If you actually saw the remake, terrible.
I actually didn't even know
okay.
that it started the remake, but it was great. I'm sure.
Oh, is that a TV remake?
No, it was an actually full-length movie remake of it.
Yeah, it was actually out of the theaters.
Yeah, it was in theaters.
One of my favorite TV remakes of a film, the new ones, not old ones, but it was The Shining. I actually thought the TV remake of The Shining was actually pretty goddamn good. Steven Weber.
The TV was supposed to be more like the book than the movie actually was.
Yeah, it was actually more like the book, but I think Steven Weber actually did a pretty goddamn good job, considering I know what a goofball he is. I'm like, okay, you're freaking me out just a little bit.
Are y'all gonna watch the new It when it comes out?
No, because fuck it, he looks like a retard, and I like It the original. With Tim Curry.
Jesus Christ.
I don't even want anything to do with the.
It's politically incorrect.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give.
You guys watch American Horror Story at all?
No.
Like the new one's all clowns, I guess.
Clowns are not.
It's the dude from Insane Clown Posse is gonna be in there.
Yeah. Now we got juggalos with fat bitches.
Yeah. Do they understand how magnets work yet, or no?
What?
So do they know how magnets work? Yeah. They struggled with the magnets a couple years ago. I don't know if they've ever got an idea.
I don't know. The remake of the It, he just looks like a pompous, prissy boy in a clown outfit. I don't like it. And I actually watched the new guy that was supposed to play the new Hellraiser after Douglas Bradley, and I'm like, no, you're not
There's
doing
a
it.
new Hellraiser?
Yeah, they were trying to do a new Hellraiser with a different guy doing Douglas Bradley's part, and I'm like, nope, we're not having it. He looks stupid.
I'm just stoked Super Trooper 2's coming out.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, I'm down.
Maybe this time we should just play it straight. Would you think I can do it? No? Far.
Meow.
Meow.
Meow. Meow.
I'm gonna leave right meow.
Chicken fucker.
Come in, Car 54. Don't call me Car 54 Radio. Don't call me Radio.
And it goes on and on and on and on and on.
Next one that comes in here and says shenanigans, I'm going to pistol whip them. They're like, Far, what's that place you like to go to? What, shenanigans? Oh!
I like the fact that it wasn't shenanigans, was the same one in Office Space.
Oh!
See that? Didn't you get that reference? You didn't get that reference? And that was my flair. I don't like to talk about my flair.
Office Space was awesome.
37 pieces of flair.
I don't like to talk about that.
If you want me to wear 15 pieces, I can wear 15. No, it's a matter of what you want to do.
That's Voodoo Brewing Company had a beer called 37 Pieces of Flair. It was pretty good.
Like, look at Todd. Look how much flair Todd has.
And we all wanted to hit Todd with a fucking frying pan. But, there you go. And, of course, she was in
so funny
Friends, and then she did a great fucking thing with that Rolling Stone with a butt in there. Oh, my God. Her butt in Rolling Stone. That was fantastic.
It's like anybody that worked with you kind of understood it, but, like, managers could never understand that movie, it seemed. I don't see what's so funny. It's because you're Lumberg. That's why you don't get it. You're Lumberg.
Yeah. That would be great. Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna show my O face. Oh.
And she was in fucking Leprechaun. I thought Warwick Davis.
Yeah.
I met Warwick Davis. When I met Warwick Davis, he was he had a bunch of Willow stuff out and stuff. I said, I don't give a fuck about all this Willow shit. It was great, but you freaked the fuck out of me doing Leprechaun. He goes, thanks a lot. I'm like, yeah, it was fucking awesome. So I have a sign. I have the Leprechaun thing all signed by Warwick Davis upstairs.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you freaked the shit out of me doing
What was the movie
Leprechaun.
back in the 80s with the little people that were time travelers?
Are you sure they weren't just really high?
No, there's some movie there were time travelers like I'll have to look at it here. It was like popular in the 80s. I think people might have been high when they watched it.
I just watched a lot of Land of the Lost growing up.
Is it Time Bandits?
Time Bandits, that's what it is.
Time Bandits.
I know Paul like those old movies in the 80s, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Time Bandits.
Jeez.
Are you sleeping tonight, Drunken One? Or are you like on watch?
Oh, I'm just watching this stuff. I'm on Storm Watch, I guess. I'm kind of tired. It's been a busy day. I've been trying to get things sorted out, and it's been a busy day.
What do you expect? What days do you expect to be like the
it's looking like late tonight and tomorrow. I mean, it's just, I don't know even. I can show you what I'm looking at.
Do you know if you're in District 32 right now or anything?
That's such a random question. I love it.
Was Peter Jackson?
Up MSNBC, they're showing like District 32. The skies are
that's District 31, right? Peter
yeah. I mean, really, to look at that weather map, you'd think that we'd gotten rain already. It's sprinkled here is all. But it's supposed to go out and come back in and so on. And
so take your cursor. Take your cursor. Where are you at in proximity to?
This is probably the wrong. There's a better one. Give me a second. Let me go to a different one.
There is a map where you can see Houston if you really want to look, Rod.
Well, I know, but this one here is a little this one here is a little different. Give me just a second. I'll find one better.
Is it a map? Is it a map?
Yeah.
Excuse me, I can't tell if we're looking at a map.
That's where those kind of maps just show you hipster fucking beer lines in fucking Northeast PA.
Yeah, that one's kind of jacked up there. This one here, I think, is a little more better. Taking a second to load.
Cloth.
This is.
Okay,
we're gonna give it a whirl.
All I want to see is Drunken One beyond Thunderdome. That's all I want to see.
With Tina Turner.
Jesus. Of course, gotta be a commercial in there, of course, those rotten cocksuckers.
Were you just drinking at Coors? Like, what's going on?
Oh, hell. Anyway, give me a second, guys. I'll dig it up. They keep changing. There's people doing, like, they're getting feeds from different people, and they're calling it their own. I'm not even sure how they're getting away with that. It's like, that's us. We did that. But they're going from, like...
Well, they've already got Periscope and all kinds of stuff out there.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Rotten dick.
Look, it's dark.
Here we go. Okay, this one here. This one makes the most sense. Give me just a second to give it to y'all over here. Screen share right there, and yes. Okay. I live like right around there.
Oh, your video went out. There you go.
Right. Yeah. See, when they said it was going to come in, and then like from there, they don't know which way it's going to go. They mentioned something about it was going to come back out, get stronger again, and then come straight up through Houston. I said, I'm just a bit north of Houston, like right around there.
Yeah,
well, it's definitely
like
red.
Loop or something.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's the red.
It's not even raining out there, you know. So I don't know. But it's supposed to be raining for the next few days. They talked about 35 inches of rain.
Well,
I like how
your pepper plants will grow fast.
Yeah,
we got it down this time. No, you don't.
No, it's gonna randomly turn and dump all over Jay. Fuck him.
Yeah, it's all good. I don't mind the rain. It can rain like that. It doesn't bother me because I don't have to get out to go anywhere. And but I just don't want the lots of wind stuff. You know, the wind sucks.
Yeah.
If it goes right, just put a net outside, and your pepper plants will pick themselves.
Imagine that. Just blows them right off the plants.
Yeah.
It just blows them right off the plants.
Yep. Got it.
Moments like this make Forrest Gump a rich man.
Well, yeah, true.
All the boats were destroyed except ours.
Yep. Now we get all the shrimp, baby.
All the shrimp.
Gumbo, shrimp stew, baby.
They put us all in
coconut shrimp.
But I know what love is.
Friday night fry-up, baby! You and me with all the shrimp, baby!
Starcade, Forrest Gump!
I'm going to do another beer from Ohio because Ohio beer is worthless. This is the head trip, baby, from
Oh, what is that? IPA,
that's a good beer.
The funniest thing is the first place and the first time I ever landed in Portland, Oregon, they were at a brewery. So, okay, I'll meet them at the brewery. It was a Fatheads brewery in Oregon. I just flew rather. How long to go to a place that I can get around where I live? What in the fuck? It just reminds me of the same time. We went to a German black metal festival when we went to Ausfeld, Germany. And the best band there was from New Jersey. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I had to walk up and I talked to the band. I'm like, I just flew 10,000 miles to see two sons of bitches from New Jersey? What the fuck?
It reminds me of the chat we got on Facebook with the UK guys where you're talking about going to the German beer fest and then someone would be like, I'm so excited about all these US breweries.
All the Great Divide's going to be there and all this. And I'm like, I'm going to fly there and pay for stuff I can get here? Are you? No.
What are you drinking? What are you drinking?
I'm drinking the Fathead head trip, baby. The Belgian style trip.
I bet you Le Fin du Monde is far superior.
Well, this was free, so fuck you.
What do you mean it's free?
I got this from a third person with
tips. It's a better deal than me.
Whatever, Rob from PA Brew Review News.
Brew News. Hey, look at it. Shut the fuck up there, Todd James BeerVentures. I'm the thick of it.
Oh, Jesus.
It doesn't actually have a lot of aroma coming out of this.
It probably doesn't have a
little hint of a bubble gum.
Why was it free again?
Oh, I got it gifted to me.
He gave a reach around, baby.
Oh, he gave multiple reach around.
A little bit more than that, baby. A little bit more than that, baby.
You want happy ending? He was more than willing to reach around, baby. Yeah, give him a beer.
It's spicy. It's bubblegum. It got a little bit of that yeast note going on, but not a lot. But it's pretty nice.
Are you reviewing a beer right now for us?
Yeah, I just live, baby.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna get dippity-dap. Time to tip it.
I give it
American Dream music.
I give it a 3.8 out of A.
Oh, it's nice. It's low key at the start, and then it kind of expands with the flavors. Like, okay, no, that's pretty good. A lot of bubble gum, a little bit of like a red apple, banana, that kind of note, and then a lot of pepperiness, a little bit of that caramel, breadiness, yeast. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's for a trip out. It's pretty good. It actually reminds me a little bit of the Seven Sun Brewing Company that I just had in Columbus, Ohio. It's pretty good. It's not blowing my doors off. I actually like
9 out of 10 because that's what I give everyone.
From what you just had is actually I like their Dom de Do it's called from Uniper. That's pretty damn good. I'll just get I've had the Tripel from Westmall and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Veshmall one's very good.
I think this is 8.5 out of 10 without a problem. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a little lacking on certain things, but it's definitely drinkable. It's like crushable. It's good.
An 8.5 out of 10. It better be fucking drinkable.
Yeah, it's good. It's got a lot of flavor for what it is. It's not exactly what I consider a Tripel overall. You get kind of a wheat, like a Weiss beer, kind of like that bubble gum and things like that. But at the same time, it's pretty good. If you notice, it's actually clear as a bell.
Yeah, that's what I did notice.
So you don't get that, as you kind of said, you don't get that creamy mouthfeel.
I like creamy mouthfeels, man.
Oh, I know. That coming down here, baby. I give you that.
Is there like a yeast cake on the bottom? Is there sediment, or did you pour it all in already?
It is. No, there's actually a pretty good yeast. It's not a pretty good. I put up the light. There's a little bit of a hint of sedimentation on the bottom. I didn't shake the shit out of it, but it's clear as a bell. I mean, that's the yeast sediment that is in there is not going to cloudy it up to any kind of amazing degree. But it's pretty good. It's a good beer. 8.5. That's a good grade for it. So there you go. Boom. The end.
Yay!
Yay! Represent Ohio. Shoot somebody.
Ethan Flair, what happened to your channel, baby? He's gone.
Flair, don't ever come back, baby.
Yeah. So how is Todd and Rod? I still have every single Snowfall episode on my DVR, contemplating whether I should actually watch the fucking thing or not. I mean, now we're talking 8 hours.
Snowfall.
It's a
This is about the beginning of Crack on FX
by
why the fuck
John Singleton.
Would I watch that?
Right?
because it's good.
It's good. I like it.
Why is it good?
I could ask the same thing about you, Brony, but I don't.
Baby, My Little Pony is a thing. It makes you see the world.
We have a grown man here defending My Little Pony. I think we've seen it.
No, I think it's horrible, and I'm so sad that I ever got addicted to it. So you know what? My Little Pony is like crack, not even once. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It latches on to you. It gets in your soul and just.
That's so fucked up.
Do you think I like this? I'm a slave now. I need more of it.
Hey guys, I'm gonna step out for a second. I'm not sure how much longer you'll be on, but I'll
it's
probably
okay, baby.
drop back in. I found the link and stuff, so I can find my way back. Yay!
But if you're in it, if you're in it already, you have it.
Like Gretel.
If you've been in it, you have it.
Yeah, exactly. The bread crew. Actually, they're bottle caps. Yeah, I gotta go check on one of my homesteading girlies. She happens to live down here, but she's more in that mix. So I'm gonna go
definitely.
check
Is that your straight 8 girl, or is that a different person?
Oh no, she's her name's Country Girl, but she's more like country old lady.
Okay, well, maybe before she dies, make sure you introduce her to your straight 8.
There you go. Yeah, she I don't know how well she fit in over here. All right, I'll catch up with you other guys.
Okay.
All right,
bye. Bye.
See you later. See you later. See you later. Yeah. See you later. Yep.
Joe, no one cares about you.
No, I never said they did.
Shut up.
Todd, you're pretty quiet.
He's
just taking it in. It's hard to get any words in around you guys.
With Paul, everybody takes it in.
Right. When Paul jumps in, everybody's quiet.
Calm down, Rod.
Todd is a very humble and respectful millennial. And
he should be. He's a young boy. He needs to quiet the fuck down. You know what? We raise our children to walk and
Joe, don't you start on that bullshit too.
Damn it! I mean, you're not a millennial. You're just a regular guy.
You're old and no one likes you.
That's goes for everybody here. We're all terrible.
More acceptable.
Who's the youngest? I think Jamie, right?
No, Jamie's an old piece of shit. I mean, he's an old guy.
I don't know, Paul. You're probably the youngest. You don't probably.
Yeah. I might be the youngest.
Joe might be the youngest.
No, I think Todd's the youngest. Todd seems like the youngest. Todd, 23? I say about 23.
Todd's like Babyface and Brother Where Art Thou. What did you say?
I'm not. About a day older than
That's like the
21.
Babyface.
You can officially drink now. That's why he's getting into the craft beer.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
The more I
Just
look at
started-
this camera, the more I look at that guy that looks like, how the fuck do you two fucking fucks fuck? That's the more I look like him. The more I look at this camera, God, I'm hideous. Ugh. I'm 35, so I don't know who's younger or older than me. I'm 35.
I'm older than you.
I turned 42 next
obviously,
Friday.
Rod.
You don't
Obviously,
turn 42.
Yeah, shut your whore mouth, Todd. You do not turn 42.
Shut your young glowing mouth.
Shut your millennial looking. Fuck your couch, Todd.
You got the numbers backward. You're like 24 next week.
I'm not your friend, buddy.
I wish.
I'm not your buddy guy.
I'm not your guy, buddy.
I'm not your guy friend.
Fuck that
Born
up,
in 75.
Wow, really?
Hey, you're 6 young years younger than me then. I thought you were a lot younger than that.
See, I thought I was just bullshitting. I'm not no damn millennial.
From a heterosexual standpoint.
Whoa, listen to this. Listen to this, dog. This means something.
It means something. You look good,
I
Todd.
just
You don't
like
look
to
42.
say,
You don't look 42. That's cool. I always thought you were.
That's because you can't see all the whites and grays in my beard. That's why.
Yeah, you can see mine, unfortunately. I see what you did there. Not a fan.
Ooh. those aren't age marks.
That was unintentional. I didn't mean it.
Those are
God damn it, Todd! No. That's
Joe, you don't. I can't even see you. You're just your logo.
I know.
Yeah, stop being a pussy.
Well, I don't want you to see me because you look directly into my soul, and then I feel different.
I think
you feel dirty because you know where I've been.
Oh.
Remember that Green Artisanal Ale? Action adventure, baby.
I do remember the Grim Artisanal Ale. We reviewed a beer called Action Adventure, which was a smoked sour.
It was horrible.
Well, we gave it like a 7 out of 10, and I threw the rest of it out through your broken fucking porch screen.
Yeah.
And then you 20 seconds later pissed out that exact same hole. So
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I just saw your cover photo, Paul. Cracked me up.
Paul has a cover photo.
Of Facebook and the little pony crew together.
Yeah, they're all looking in very horrible dismay at something, and I was like, "Yeah, that's my life."
Help.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Let me hang on. Time out. I know I'm about 5 minutes late to the party, but did Drunken One leave us to go to another hangout with a lady named Country Girl?
An old lady named Country Girl.
He's going to go check on somebody else.
He's gonna shove that cucumber up some gilf pussy.
Is he on a hangout right now?
Well, I wouldn't call it that.
I have no idea.
There might be other guys there, but I'm not going to call it a hangout.
Yeah, I assume he was just going to go check on somebody like local.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
I'm not going to call it a hangout. I'm going to call it more of a three-way. But yeah, he's still
I thought he was good. I just imagined him like hoofing it down his dirt road to go and fucking help his neighbor that lived 3 miles away. That's what I thought. Like that's what I thought.
Yeah. I mean, like, he's gonna help her plug her poo-tang with that fucking cucumber.
Paul,
you just can't. You just can't.
I can't. Well, I'm sorry, but if you don't like it,
he can and he did.
I mean,
God damn it!
If you don't like it, grow up.
That's impossible. That's something that's.
If you don't like me, leave. You know, that kind of thing. If you don't like me, grow up. It's okay. I'm here.
Why are you so confrontational? That's not. I mean.
Hey, old buckaroo, it's okay. Don't worry about me. Even though we completely agree, even though I disagree, and I'm right because you're a fucking fascist. That's fine. Don't worry about that, buckaroo.
Oh my god, what is that?
Buckaroo.
Help!
Help! Okay, when Joe says help, I stop. Okay, it's okay.
Yeah, that's
It's our safe. The help is
That's
our
the safe word. Is that the
That's
safe
the
word?
safe word.
that
yeah.
was not the safe word when I came down to visit you. It totally
But there
wasn't
was,
the safe
yeah,
word.
because I duct taped your mouth shut first, so we made sure there wasn't.
Ball gag.
I don't
Yeah,
remember
well,
that,
after he
and
kept on
probably a
saying,
reason.
after the fucking review where he kept on saying apple brandy when there was no apple brandy, I was like, you know what, you're done already.
Yeah, that was one of the
It
best
was
reviews
awesome.
ever.
It was great. Yeah, you were so off the mark. Yeah, I've never seen you that bad before.
There was no mark. I had
There was no
idea
mark.
what was happening. It was bad.
He's sitting there. He's like, I don't get any apple brandy. I'm like, there's no apple brandy in this. I don't get the apple brandy though. I'm like, there's no apple brandy.
The best
in there.
part is about the 4th time you said that I said that, you just looked at the camera like, this guy's fucking idiot. Like, this is brandy and not apple brandy. That's why you can't get it. Don't listen to him say.
Like, I'm sorry.
And then you actually ended up sending it to North Coast.
I did. I sent it to North Coast too. They liked it.
They like giving it a thumbs up. Of like,
they actually put it on their page.
Oh Jesus!
So North Coast has a video of you going, I don't get any apple brandy. There's no apple brandy, man. Like, there's no apple brandy. Oh, I mean, like you were.
That's on them.
That was on you, dude. That's all on you.
Got apple brandy in there. It's on them. False advertising.
We both gave it a 10. Like we were like, this is the best beer we've ever had.
Yeah. Did anyone else ever hear Rod or Todd? You guys ever have North Coast Brewing Company's barrel aged?
You're the guy who talks to humans. You ask them.
What was that? North Coast what?
What the hell was it? Was it
It was the Barrel Reserve 2011.
Yeah, the Barrel Reserve 2000. It's the fuck was it? Was it 2011?
It's their old stock aged in different variants. It's 11, I believe.
Have you guys have North Coast's old stock before?
I have not.
Really?
Yes.
You try to say you're a beer reviewer. You piece of shit.
It's only 5,300 breweries out there right now, if not more.
I don't care about your numbers. Don't try to confuse me with half-truths and Gorilla Dust.
Yeah, we get that here. They carry that here.
Well, they do a Barrel Reserve series, and we got the 11, which was apple brandy, which is not what was in it. Because Joe was like, I don't get the apple brandy. It was just brandy barrel aged. It was delicious. I mean, it was one of the best beers to this day that I've ever had.
It's up there.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah, it was an awesome beer. It was.
But
even in that, even though like my mind convinced that there's apple brandies, I'm like, I don't get the apple brandies. It's just fucking amazing. You're like, there's no apple brandy.
Yeah, and I'm telling them again and again and again, there's no apple brandy. It's just brandy. Well, I get that, but I don't get the apple brandy. I'm like, because it's not there. Like,
so good.
You know what? That was the kicker to a night of chaos.
Well, yeah, it was great times.
Yeah, it was great.
And then it was like on the that was the beginning of it, and the end of it was Paul trying to review Ferguson Walker Sukaba while he was fucking absolutely shit-faced.
This guy.
And I'm trolling him as it's happening.
This guy knew I was like 27 sheets to the wind, and he's like,
man.
"Would you like to review Sukaba?" And I went, "Yeah." Like, yes. And he's like, "Okay." So he just pulled out his bottle of Sukaba when he knew I was way too drunk to review it, and I reviewed it. Like, oh, I'm getting burnt almonds and chaos and like.
I'm like,
what do you mean, like
I get real close. I'm like getting real close to the mic. I'm like, you getting those walnut husks? You getting those walnut husks at all? Is it hot? Is it hot like how? Are you burning your lips right now? It's just great.
And you know what? The best part was I didn't give a fuck. I was having a great time and drinking a great beer. So.
And then your ex-wife poured out the rest of it the following morning. You were not pleased.
Oh yeah, I was not happy.
Oh yeah, Sukaba's like I said, probably my favorite beer of all time. Period.
I had a good night, and because of Sukaba, what happened was I reviewed another beer he sent me. It was the Bourbon County brand barley wine, and I was like, you know what? Joe made me review Sukaba completely shit-faced. I'm going to review this beer completely shit-faced. And I did.
I sent that beer to two separate people, and you both reviewed it when you're fucking absolutely hammered. You and Lee Russell both hammered. Done.
Yeah. Well, that was it because you sent it to me and you made me review Sukaba shit-faced. So I reviewed the other one shit-faced.
I like how Paul says maybe, like I fucking had a gun to his head. You review Sukaba right now.
I was shit-faced, and he goes, "Do you want to review another one?" I went, "Yep." Okay, like I was gonna say, what he was gonna say? No, of course I was gonna say yes. And anyway, I ended up reviewing it, and then pouring a full glass, and then going to bed. And then I went down 2 days later.
No, you missed it. You missed a few little details. You drank the Sukaba, and what ended up happening is we went inside. And then you went in the basement. You're like, "Hey, you want to drink one of my home brews?" And you bring up your home brews. We're at your kitchen table, and you're pouring it. You're going, it's really good. And you're going back and forth between Sukaba and your home brew. Then we went and tried to go watch fucking Friday the 13th, the original.
And I almost killed you.
Where you took out a machete and started fucking pointing it at me. Then you put the machete away and left me alone, but you went over to your fucking computer and you started clicking buttons on your fucking keyboard, staring directly into the monitor by 6 inches away. Your face is like inside the monitor.
I think
and I look over to you and I go, I look over to you and I'm like, Paul, what are you doing right now? And fucking like a possessed fucking person, you just turn to me and you go, "I'm processing." And you turn back to the computer and you continue hitting buttons until 3 minutes later where you get up, stare at me and just go, "I'm going to bed." And you just left.
Yeah, it was really fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was a
little bit more to the story.
Yeah.
Well, I was not talking about that story. I was talking about the Goose Island Bourbon County Stout is when I reviewed it. Then 2 days later, or like a day and a half, I went downstairs and I was like, "Why is there a full glass on my table?" I'm like, "Oh shit, that's Bourbon County Brand Stout." Like, oh.
Did you drink the rest of it?
I did.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I did. And then I'm like,
no carbonation, it's gone.
And I was slowly sipping it. I'm like, it's not bad. Okay. And I drank the whole thing. And then I jumped in the car and I went to. And the funny thing is, I jumped in the car and I went to Gettysburg. I'm like, "We're good." Like I was like, I just chugged the well, it was like a 12-ounce thing or less than that because it was a small glass. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, I just drank this. We're fucking fantastic. Let's go to Gettysburg. And I went to Gettysburg. It was fucking. It was like, okay, let's do this. And the worst part of driving was I had a photo shoot out here for my one music video because I don't do it anymore. I will later, but I used to do the black metal, all that bullshit. And I was doing like all these fireballs. I was blowing fire and stuff like that for the video. And I felt fine doing it. And then we had to go to Brooklyn for a show that same night. So I jumped in the car with the wife, and I was driving to Brooklyn. And all of a sudden, it felt like my head detached and floated all around the car, and then sat back down on my shoulders. I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm like, I just realized that there was no alcohol the whole night. It was not like that. But the thing is, like, okay, all those fireballs that I was fucking like putting in my mouth and blowing, I'm like, maybe it was a bad idea, like because it was not purposeful, but it was still alcohol getting into your system and stuff. And I'm like, okay, be very careful the whole way home. Okay, all the way there. I'm like, I was very, very trying to concentrate the whole ride to Brooklyn. I was like, okay, we got there, the whole deal. Okay, you do some more. I'm like, okay, we'll do some more. Oh, great. And then we did the show, and I drove hungover because we drank then. And I'm like, oh, it was one of the longest and worst hungover drives I've ever had. From Long Island all the way to Pennsylvania. I'm like, oh, I remember because Christina wasn't feeling the greatest either. So both of our heads were basically on the dashboard, like looking forward and driving all the way home. We're like, oh, Jesus Christ. That was the longest. It was 4.5 hours of a hungover drive. That was the longest shitty drive I've ever had in my life. There's lots of stories.
Yeah, now we're depressed.
No, it's fine. It's fun.
Good talk.
It's like, where do you go with that, right? It's like,
oh, what are you talking about? That's fucking funny shit.
We went to uplifting and positive. And then you
Okay,
like,
I'm
oh,
sorry,
but then we
but
laugh.
one of you has to have a long, shitty hungover drive. Come on, it's funny.
Funny, like
Not like none of you
Funny
have
mom.
ever.
I had a nice hangover pooing. Too many Belgian beers.
Pooing.
You know what's
yeah.
not funny though? I tell you what's not funny.
Oh god, you setting something up right now.
My penis.
Here we go.
Never mind, because fucking YouTube sucks.
Ah, you fucked it up.
I'll tell you after the commercial.
Put on your ad blocker, Rob.
You know what's not funny? The thing that's gonna happen right after this commercial.
It's
These
like, yeah,
fools
well,
need
I
to-
remember watch YouTube without commercials.
Yeah. Oh well, you can now just buy YouTube Red.
Oh yeah, you can buy something and it'll be fine.
I mean, I remember when it was free.
Remember,
it's
it's always a free country.
And they make you watch commercials that nobody really cares about the products.
No, it's like, oh, here's fucking.
Even if it is Kurt Angle.
Here's some cat food. I don't fucking have a cat. It's not. You're supposed to be accurate here.
All right, stop making about Dr. Dave. Start making about Dr. Dave. Calm down.
Are you doing Kurt Angle right now? Or you're gonna do the theme song?
Dusty Rosen. Dusty, you're fair.
Oh.
You're back, man.
Back.
I would like to thank the many fans throughout this country that wrote cards and letters just to the American dream while I was down. Secondly, I want to thank Jim Crockett Promotions for waiting and taking the time because I know how important it was. Starcade 85 it is to the rest of the fans, it is to Jim Crockett Promotions. And Dusty Rhodes, the American dream. With that weight, got what I wanted. Ric Flair, the world heavyweight champion. I don't have to say a lot more about the way I feel about Ric Flair. No respect, no honor. There is no honor among thieves in the first place. He put hard times on Dusty Rhodes and his family. You don't know what hard times are, Daddy. Hard times are when the textile workers around this country are out of work. They got 4 or 5 kids and can't pay the wages, can't buy the food. Hard times are when the auto workers are out of work and they tell them go home. And hard times. They're just 20 years. They give him a watch, kick him in the butt, and say, hey, a computer took your place, Daddy. That's hard time. That's hard time. And Ric Flair, you put hard times on this country by taking Dusty Rhodes out. That's hard time. And we all had hard times together. I admit I don't look like the athlete of the day supposed to look. My belly's just a little big. My height is and there were 2 bad people. One was John Wayne and he's dead, brother. And the other one's right here. Nature Boy Ric Flair. The world. So these people, I'm gonna reach out right now. I want you for this gathering of the biggest body of people in this country, in this universe, all over the world now, reaching out because the love that was given me, and this time I will repay you now because I will be the next world's heavyweight champion of this hard time blues. That's Tour 85 and Ric Flair. Nature. Let me leave you with it. One way to hurt Ric Flair is to take what he cherishes more than anything in the world. That's the world heavyweight title. I'm gonna take it. I've been in class. This time when I take it, Daddy, I'm gonna take it. Let's gather for it. Let me know now. But I came back for you. For that man up there that died 10, 12 years ago and never got the opportunity to see a real world champion. I'm proud of you. Thank God I have you. I love you. Love you!
And that is hard times from Dusty.
That's hot times, baby. That is not funny. That is
Times.
baby.
It's when you review a brandy barrel aged beer and you think it's apple branded, daddy.
Friday night, Starcade, baby. We don't have any apple branded beers, baby. Well, you gonna say to y'all, don't you? Guess you are. You gonna say to y'all, Ric Flair, we're coming at you.
Oh man, fuck.
And with that being said, I guess I'll wrap it down here. I think we've covered a lot of the stuff
I
already.
have a beer. It's called Grand Met.
Well, you can still drink beer. I'll leave it up. I'm just going to take it off from being live. Although I don't think anybody's watching anymore, but who knows?
I just went triple from triple. It's just the Belgian style ale, baby. The Grand Met, baby. We went triple to triple. That is a sixtel. We went sixtel to sixtel.
This is realize Paul that gets off like at 11 or whatever, so he's like in his happy hour right now.
It is happy hour, baby. Every time I get to see your smiling little face, I want to punch it in the face, baby. I want to, Rob J. Starcade.
Is that a bobber, Paul, or is that a regular 12-ounce bottle?
It's a regular 12-ounce.
You take us off and go to Starcade Friday night. But
It's
thanks
so
for all that have watched. We're going to go, I guess, overtime. I don't even know how to end the show right now. We don't have Eric to yell at anybody, but hey, we're done.
Oh, we can do a sweet PSA if you want to. I mean,
Yeah, sweet, baby.
Who wants to
Prison
yell at
fucking
people like
train,
that?
baby.
We'll go and do a PSA.
Oh, I'm supposed to.
Come on,
do
Joe.
PSA?
Come on, Joe.
There's
Come
no
on, Joe.
PSA.
Do it, Dusty Rhodes style.
No, you gotta
Baby,
it's
if you no drink driving, baby, because if you kill yourself, you're dead. You know, they can't get back that, baby. But if you don't kill yourself, you get in jail, and then you get railroaded, baby, by all these guys with the big dicks, you know. And if you go to jail, baby, and you go up to the big old gates in the sky, and you say St. Peter's, baby. You get to see Dr. Rose, and you get to see everybody, and oh my God, Macho Man is gonna drop the elbow on your face, baby. That's not gonna be good. No, not gonna be good at all. But then you just don't drink and drive because you're stupid. So don't be stupid. Just don't drink and drive.
Yes, that's a PSA. Don't be stupid.
Don't be stupid, baby. Don't be stupid because you know. Hogan! Like that, you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that before you get a fucking elbow to the face. You know, you don't want to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that.
There you go.
So anyway, we're out. I don't even know what this was tonight. Just some Friday night guys drinking, I guess. So
well, that's all you need.
We had Tanya here, so not just.
I really can't understand the idea that you need a concept to hang out. I really.
No, I don't think we did. I think we had a good time. So yeah,
there wasn't the concept.
Was it not fun?
It was very fun.
Then
it
you
was.
did a good job.
It was not fun.
Yeah,
not fun.
Right.
Not
interactive throughout, and Jamie now has an internet connection, so he's up to speed.
There was a Canadian on here. That means that's classy Freddie Blassie style, baby.
Yeah. We did have our UK guys on. You know, they're all sleeping.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, Craig, and I think Peter said he's hosting one tomorrow night. So I'd imagine it's probably going to be in the 8 to 9 range for us.
2 p.m.
Yeah, I think tomorrow night's our afternoon.
For them, sorry, for them. 8 to 9 range for them. Yeah. So
After lunch,
late afternoon.
Get on.
You guys want to hang out? It's 3:33 p.m. Eastern.
Get on at 2 p.m., baby. We're gonna meet you on Saturday night Starcade.
Afternoon. Yeah.
You know when you lose Drunken One, the hangout's pretty much over because Drunken One doesn't leave a hangout. So.
Yeah, no kidding.
The thing is, Drunken One has spread himself just a bit thin.
He's a popular guy.
Just a bit thin.
Pretty popular now.
Maybe you're so thin, some kind of small little whiff of air, like 100 miles an hour, fly you away, baby.
He's got to make like appearances at everyone's hangout to not upset anyone.
Yeah.
Believe me, you upset me when you show up.
Uncalled for.
Yep. So with that, we're out.